Hopefully. We're professionals. So as we could see here, and totally not alone here, we could see the Gnar and the cane being hovered from the... Hello. We can hear some running. Alright, so we see the Gnar and the Graves locked in for the blue side. And is he returned? We see Yasuo and Kha'Zix locked in for the orange juices. Ooh, and the Orianna pick. Now this could be interesting. Orianna against Yasuo can definitely be tricky if the Yasuo plays properly. It's going to be hard to win wall anything from Orianna if she can use her Q properly. Do we have a returned main caster? We do not have a returned main caster. But we see the Brand coming in, so this looks like it's going to be a Yasuo top lane. Brand, a very terrifying force when it comes to the late game preparation for the orange's juices. And the Taric thrown down for the ban for good measure. Hopefully, as we see here, we're going to be learning more about these teams than we have in the previous times. Hello, Saturn Push. I will platonically care for you. And then we got the Nautilus and Vayne ban coming down. Really trying to hinder Cookie's AD carry selection. We're going to have to see what the final ban is, and it's going to be a Braum ban. Interesting. So we don't see much matchups other than the Graves and the Kha'Zix. Now, I'm going to have to say that Kha'Zix can definitely be a huge late game presence as long as he's able to pop off early. And definitely has some dual ability in his hands, but Graves having that very strong clear could easily overpower him in the terms of ganks. So we're going to have to see which one of these junglers makes the bigger early game impact. This Tristana pick along with the Vayne ban, possibly going for those late game AD carries. Along with the Twitch, another late game AD carry in my opinion. And once again, picking in turn order. Quite interesting. No priorities on either side. Ooh, the Thresh. The Thresh can definitely be a strong pickup with that Twitch. And we see the Malphite support come out. Now that is interesting. It's definitely something new that we don't see often. And while we're choosing our loadout, I'm gonna see what's happened to my fellow caster. Who I pray does not leave me alone here. To walk into the casting waters unprepared. We are incredibly professional here at WA Incorporated. have absolutely no problems. This is all part of one big elaborate joke. Telling you about the joke may hinder the joke's hilariousness, but we've planned for that accordingly. They most likely won't be able to get full team combos. Yasuo does beat Gnar. Well, I'm going to have to trust your opinion on that random person in the chat. Ha 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 ha! Poll indeed. This is not going well. Okay, so Tristana and Malphite, definitely some key interest there. Tristana versus Twitch. I believe Tristana has a stronger dual capabilities against the Twitch, but I wouldn't call it an edge over in the lane. You definitely got the Malphite, which is a dark horse in there. Could be easily a problem with that ultimate initiation. Cannot be stopped by a simple Thresh Flay. And that attack speed debuff's gonna hurt like a truck, but the CC from Thresh could also hurt like a truck. Or a slow-moving car, at least. Lux is the best, and there's no denying it. And so we've got the Brandon Orianna. I like to play a lot of Orianna, just, you know, the occasional here and there. So I know Orianna doesn't have the range necessary to always be able to dodge the Brand Ws and be able to get some damage off in return. So we're going to have to be looking at Sad Bandits to see what he can do in this matchup. He's got the heal for the defensive spell, but we're going to have to see if Brand can actually land those Ws, because if he doesn't, there goes a huge chunk of his damage. One of the Twitch guys says that the Yasuo beats the Gnar. Definitely possible with the wind wall, blocking a lot of Gnar's potential boomerang and auto attack spells. Can be very irritating to deal with, I know. Little cute fuzzball. And we will be getting into a game with a completely professional casting roster. Vest is here. He's just decided to take a sideline approach for the current moments.
I'm here.
JK, see, it was all just a prank.
My apologies. Once again, computer blue screened. Extremely inconvenient. But thank you, AO, for streaming, casting, covering for me and my awful computer.
It was definitely all a part of our elaborate joke.
It's just to draw in extra viewers, you know, because everyone will want to flock to a stream to see, you know, the blue screened computer.
Don't worry, Vest. The chat
Exciting
still loves
development.
you.
Great. Thank you so much.
So do you?
I sincerely thank you. My sarcasm comes from my computer, which I'm still angry at.
So have you been able to load into the game yet?
I am opening my client right now.
Alrighty, well, do you have any opinions on the champions I listed? I don't know how much you have heard.
I heard about zero. I heard a Malphite.
Well, we do have the legendary Malphite support coming from the side of Orange's Juices.
Do we really? See, that's an exciting one. I've, you know, as a support main, I'm always on the lookout for those spicy support picks, and Malphite support is definitely an interesting one. And you know, when I saw Shen support kind of come into the meta, it was in the back of my mind was, hey, you know, what about some of these other, we used to see Maokai support last season, you know, what about some of these tanky supports that are kind of, you know, usually top laners, but you can try to bring them into the support role. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that works out.
Well, the Orange's Juices definitely not trying to disappoint their fans here. And so we've got the Tristana Malphite combo versus the Twitch and Thresh combo. Definitely what I think could be a lane that could go either way. And as we are just now heading into the game at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. And I pray that's not what I think I hear.
A Discord message from me? Because that's what it is.
That was my fear, but I was fearing to hear another blue screen. Just go ahead and spectate me. You will be
spectate your spectate.
Yeah, we're getting
Maybe.
Inception-noidicon in here. Someone in
Maybe
the
I
chat,
can't. Maybe I can't quite yet.
Someone in the chat saying the only way to play Malphite support is full AP cheese wheel lane. It most certainly could be the case.
I would love to see that as well.
So we're going to be looking at Malphite here. He's only rocking the 10 AP, but can't count out the possibility yet. And of course we see Night Blue 3 running that Victorious Graves skin. My favorite, personally.
Is it really the Victorious Grave skin? I thought it wasn't bad, but
I like the white one and the purple one. The blue and green just completely miss it for me. And the Orianna definitely showing good taste, picking Winter Wonderland.
Ador is an Orianna main here, for those who didn't know, so
Picking
can always trust his judgment.
The proper choice. Can't go wrong
Excellent.
with it. And we will see the junglers starting on the red buff for the... I'm drawing a complete... Thrown for a blow. And then we start the blue buff off for Orange's Juices. I've been saying Orange's Juices so much that I forgot the other team's name. I apologize deeply. And I hope you're able to arrive shortly.
Throw for a blow in Orange's Juices.
That is correct. So we can see, we've been watching the stopwatches lately, and we've seen almost every time at least 40% of the players picking stopwatches, and we can see a little bit higher than 40%. We could see 70% stopwatch ratio.
In this game, really?
Uh-huh. This is quite a lot of stopwatches, but hey, you know, it's a pretty good item. It's definitely a nice way to stay safe and prevent someone from flashing in on killing you. Like when you're at a tower, for example. We've seen some pretty nice plays coming through for Soul-Torn Warriors using a nice flash Ezreal or stopwatch save under the flash Yasuo. We do see the Kazakhs coming in for a gank on the mid lane. The Orianna's dropped very low, but still has flash. It uses the heal. Kazakhs taking in a tower shot, but Orianna will be safe. We see the Malphite Q thrown out on the Twitch. Not doing much damage, but we're gonna have to wait and see if there's some more ability power built up here before we start truly judging. Stopwatch is truly OP. Cannot count it out. It has costed me so many kills.
League of Stopwatches.
So we can see Kazakhs already putting down some early jungler oppression. We can see Graves doing some little pressure up top, and Graves even stealing away some jungle from Kazakhs. We may see a confrontation shortly, but Graves opting out of it, just accepting the big golem. The Kazakhs coming for the lead on Gnar, taking him very low. Kazakhs and Yasuo thinking about taking on the Graves. The Graves is dropping a bit, but doing some harass instead. And the Graves and Gnar just walk away. Oh no, he's coming back. This Graves wants something, and he's not leaving until he gets it. Kazakhs sticking around to say, no, you can't. Pushing up this top lane pretty hard. Gnar looking for that Kazakhs Stuns him, lands some nice damage. Yasuo fighting the Graves. The Kha'Zix gets really low. Graves flashes away from the Yasuo, but the Yasuo looks like he's going to get first blood, and he does. Gnar trying to get a retribution kill, but the minions are all in the way. Mega Gnar finally runs out, but the wind wall comes down. Yasuo will be safe. The Brand getting some nice damage out on the Orianna. Orianna out of mana. She can't keep fighting. We can already see some chaotic decisions coming out in this game. Very exciting. It'd be a shame if anyone were missing it. Absolute shame.
Still not able to spectate you. Fortunately.
That's weird. You're not in any kind of window or anything, are you?
What do you mean?
Like you're not in a lobby window or anything?
No.
I can only assume that you can restart your client and you should be able to join.
I already did that once.
Because me and Cap were doing that yesterday. We were spectating. I was spectating someone, and then he went to go spectate me, spectating that person.
Did he have to wait like 3 minutes or something before he could start it?
Sometimes we had to wait until the person was fully in before it would work, but we usually only had to wait a minute or so. If that is true, that is completely unfortunate. I may have to solo cast this game.
Yeah, I'm clicking spectate game, it just doesn't do anything.
The only thing I can recommend is that you make sure you go into your task manager and end the league process before you try to connect.
There you go. Evolving this into AO's League tech support stream.
Looks like Kha'Zix is coming down for a gank. Tristana and Malphite put in on the pressure. The exhaust goes down on the Twitch. Thresh decides to just engage. Tristana taking some huge chunks out of Twitch's health bar. Twitch goes down. Tristana low, but not even close to his Thresh. Goes down. Gnar comes in with the ult and lands it on 2 people. But no one's really at a killable range. Orianna looking to fix that. Lands a 1-person shockwave onto the Kha'Zix. Brand is here and he's ready to throw down. The stopwatch goes down. The Gnar getting really low, but the stopwatch saves him. Brand dies to the Gnar. The Gnar's got a bomb on him. It looks like it may be enough. He flashes to safety in case it isn't, but it is. Orianna stopwatches and then flashes away to safety. Tristana just not having the mana to follow. And Malphite gets away. Good thing for him, because he had no stopwatch.
A crucial mistake. Missing out in the stopwatch meta.
Gray's coming in, looking for that Tristana kill. The Tristana throws down her stopwatch, but it is not enough. The Orianna will get the kill with the area and auto attack. That is a total burn of at least 3 stopwatches. And it looks like Gnar sold his stopwatch. He used it, broke it, and then just threw it away. For what little pocket change you get from it. And we can see the Brand selling his 2. Kha'Zix coming in for a return gank. Graves getting very low, but gets away due to the Thresh Q and Flay away. Can't believe I almost missed that. We got plenty of pings coming down from the blue team. Completely warranted, possibly, maybe, probably. Throwing down plenty of pings, thinking that Thresh warded. Brand looking like he's trying to invade. Orianna trying to cut him off. But Brand just walks away, just getting some deep wardage. May see an early Graves gank coming from those Raptors. And we're seeing a lot of early game hustle and tussles. And we see a pause thrown down by Cookie, or Crucible rather, because Cookie DC'd. Does not sound good. Do I have chat disabled? I do not. Wonder if there's a setting for all chat to be disabled here. Nope. They're just not talking. I imagine they understand. So, while we're paused here, any luck on the spectate there?
No, it just says spectating for you, and if I right-click spectate game, it doesn't work. Nothing happens.
You are right. On my second computer, nothing is working for that purpose. It could be different for tournament-related games.
Didn't you
So-
say Cap spectated a game that you were spectating yesterday?
Yeah, but we were spectating only solo queue ranked or ranked flex games. It may be different for tournament coded games.
I see.
You may need one of the players added. I'm not sure, Saturn. It says that the chat is shown, but I don't see anything coming out of the two teams. So, any chance we can get an update from our lovely Twitch chat on the status of the pause? Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Wait, Vest. Try to go to the tournament code.
Tournament code. Okay.
Yeah,
let
see
me
if
find
that'll
it.
see if that'll throw you back into the spectating.
Let me see. If it does, I will be thrilled.
If it does, a
Says-
certain other person will be thrilled as well.
Says invalid.
Curses. Absolute curses.
Invalid code. Dang. I guess once the games get going, you gotta be in there. That stinks.
Well, certainly. Do you know why your computer was blue screening? I can only assume it's because of the stream itself.
I don't have the slightest idea. You know, I've streamed a number of other times and never had that issue. I moved it downstairs, and so I don't know what that could possibly have to do with the blue screen, but
The internet's funky that way.
yeah. Couldn't hurt, I figured. And my computer hasn't blue screen since I came back. So either downstairs fixed it or it was the stream. I wouldn't know why. I'm not sure. Feels bad.
Definitely. What we can try is I will call you on Discord. Just for this match. I can show you my feed.
Ah, that's a really good idea.
Alright, let me turn off the camera and turn on screen share. We will share this. And hopefully you can see my screen now. I hope. Are you even able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. And are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Now,
Excellent. Good thinking.
I imagine there will be a 1 second delay, but I'd rather that than absolutely casting on my own. And we get the unpause and back into the repause.
Immediate pause. We will work on a chrono break here, guys. We have our best crew and technicians. working on these guys. I'm told it's a spilled drink on the keyboard. It's not actually true.
Let's face it, with the amount of times that happens in the LCS, it's possible.
It is possible.
We are working on paying Echo's fees, but he unfortunately does not know who we are, so he's questioning the credit card number that we've given him.
Yes, unfortunately, he exists in a fictional universe from a video game, so we're having trouble paying him money.
But once we get that sorted out, we will be right back into the action.
Well, I'm finally able to see what champions we have here.
So perhaps we could talk about a little bit more of that, and then less of this this Echo nonsense. So how do you think about the scores so far and the item build choices that we're seeing here?
Well, let me look here. It looks like the Oriana's doing well. Got a pretty sizable advantage there in the mid lane. Out CSing the Brand, and then you've got the Tristana, even in CS with Twitch, but with the 2 kills there as well. So, and then the top lane, wow, it's a pretty sizable CS difference there between the Gnar and the Yasuo, 70 to 35. So, yeah, I mean, and I guess I'm looking here, you got 800 gold lead. So, definitely still fairly close, the way it looks to me. I'm just trying to look through the builds here. I mean, it looks fairly typical going this far. I mean, Gnar going into the Black Cleaver. I've seen a lot of people lately complain about Gnars that rush Ninja Tapas before starting the Black Cleaver. So all those people should be happy with Grisel's build here.
We're also seeing plenty of people selling their first buy stopwatches coming in from the Gnar and the Brand. Tristana yet to pull that off, but I imagine she's probably going to want to build that into Mercurials later, in order to get the Gnar's CC off their backs.
Could, in theory, use the Mercurials on a Thresh hook, I suppose. But at least remove the, the slowing, pulling effect, would it not?
But it is coming down a lot to what I said earlier of early jungle pressure. We do see the reconnect from Twitch, so we may see the pause come back through. But we're seeing a lot of pressure from both of these junglers. Both of them spending plenty of time top lane. Unfortunately for Graves, going in the favor of Orange's Juices. But plenty of battles over down in the bottom lane, which did, I believe, turn in favor for Throne for a Blow. So we're going to have to see what these junglers try to do next. We can see the unpause coming through, so hopefully we will not see anything further.
Excellent.
Hopefully, considering Cookie's connections. The chat not going away. Get out of here. There we go. So we can see the Orange's Juices hovering around the dragon. The Brand doing some big chunk damage over on that Oriana. Definitely a terrifying prospect.
But you're an Oriana main. How do you feel about playing Ori into a Brand?
The dragon does go over to Orange's Juices. I feel that Oriana is a difficult matchup to go into against a Brand, because the Brand's long range allows him to harass Oriana almost so easily, and the circle is so wide that it's hard for Oriana to dodge without a tier 2 boot. But it all depends on how the Oriana and Brand play. I think it's not a lost matchup. So we see that Infernal going down for the Dragon choice. Let's go and take a look at who if this fog interface visibility will go away. Let's try to find out what dragon that's going to be next. It's going to be a mountain. My keyboard isn't functioning on League. It's interestingly impressive.
Hey, I take that over a computer not functioning.
We gotta love our technical expertise.
Oh, yes.
The Kazakhs perhaps looking towards the mid lane. Gray's invading, looking for that tower dive, I imagine. But he will be spotted out on that ward. Orianna, though, despite what I say about her versus Brand, has accumulated quite the lead, especially with the kills that she has earned down over in the bot lane on the Kazakhs and Tristana. Doing pretty well for herself so far.
Yeah, looking good. Got the Morellos completed.
We can see some red pings coming over onto the Rift Herald. We're gonna see if that turns into anything. The Graves coming in for that Brand. Doing plenty of damage. The flash is in, and the Q and the ult will be enough to finish him off. The immediate execution of Brand. He seemed to just not want to flash. I think he just assumed that he would survive. Or did not expect the Graves ult / Q damage. You see the Gnar doing some great damage over on the Yasuo. The Kazakhs coming in. The Yasuo getting really low. The wind wall's thrown down. Gnar doesn't care. But he doesn't get the final auto off. So unfortunate. The Kazakhs still chasing. The Gnar just saying back away. Oh man, the auto attack cancel. The Kazakhs looking like he still wants this. Graves here to throw down in case. Gnar perhaps looking for a bit more. Graves near. Will they do it? The wind wall and the tower dive. But we're gonna go over to Orianna and Brand here real quick. And there we go, back up to the real action. So it looks like nothing came out of it. Wonder why Gnar is so low.
Good old League smart camera.
Innovative technology, guaranteed to bring you the best action.
Nice thing is, you know, it's not us moving the camera, so we can just blame Riot.
Exactly. I could actually control it the way Riot's spectators do, but with the keyboard not doing the do, it's definitely tough.
It's Duff.
Yep.
Oh.
So anyways, we could see no one going for the Rift Herald quite yet. Bottom lane being pushed in for Throne for a blow. Teams have accrued a 2k gold difference in favor of Throne. But definitely not concluded yet. Malphite ult in on the engage. Tristana looking like she wants this kill. The Zanya's stopwatch will be saving him, but how long? The Tristana ult comes down. The kill goes to Tristana. And this turret's going to take a lot of damage. This could be the first turret of the game. We're just going to have to see what happens. What do you think of these events prospiring here, Vestborger?
Well, it's exciting. I mean, Tristana loves to take down turrets, so you have to assume that one's going to go down. Ooh, action on Yasuo here.
See Yasuo getting very low. Tower shots being thrown in on the Gnar. The Yasuo ult comes down. The tower shot will not be enough to make up the difference. And Gnar gets the kill on Yasuo. This could be the first tower of the game. Forget what I said earlier.
They didn't get that one bot. I think Graves came in. And Orianna. So Gnar, they actually gets that first stats. Wow, 3.5k gold lead is almost kind of unexpected because it's 5-5 in kills, but I guess big CS differences.
Indeed, we've got the 40 or so difference from the Orianna and Brand matchup. We can see a 70 CS difference from Gnar and Yasuo. Gnar definitely bullying him in. We can see about even on the 80 carries, but Ooh, man. That tower will definitely, along with those CS differences, make up that 3k gold difference. Which seems to almost be a 4k gold difference now. Kha'Zix may be looking at a position here. Thresh looking for that hook. It throws out the hook, and the Kha'Zix leap will leap him to safety. Tristana and Malphite are here to back him up, but Twitch is also here. The Thresh flash and play. Kha'Zix has to flash away to safety. Malphite out of position. And the Tristana ult to try to save him, but the Graves ult will finish it off. The Orianna ult lands it on the Tristana. Brand getting very low. Tristana getting chased by the Orianna. The smite comes down for Kha'Zix to try to slow her, but it will not be enough. Graves finishes it off again. Actually, for her first one, because Nara got that first kill.
Oh, poor Brand.
Is absolutely stuck. No salvation.
Thresh picking up the earned kill.
Kills going all over. Not just to one person.
5k gold lead now. Make that almost 6.
Yeah, so a wind wall comes down to prevent further chasing, but this looks like it will be the dragon thrown for a blow. Orange's jungler just are not in position to take it. And that would be one dragon for each side. The next dragon will look like it is another mountain.
Some big deficits top and mid. That's gotta hurt.
5.5k gold difference now. It's looking bad for thrown for a blow, but they're definitely not out. This is not a game-breaking lead, but Vest, what would you think that they would need to do in order to get right back up on top?
I thought throwing for a blow was winning.
Or, sorry, I meant to say Orange's juices.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't trying to be a smartass. I was actually thought that I had the wrong team.
No, I'm completely professional.
How do they come back from this? Well, I mean, they've got the Tristana, who's going to scale well. She's got a CS lead and a kill lead over the Twitch. And, I mean, obviously big deficits mid and top, but I guess at this point, I mean, if I had them, I say you have to do something with Tristana. Play around the Tristana. I mean, they do have Kha'Zix, who I think...
Goes down. Kha'Zix getting chunked down by that Gnar. Gnar flashing in, perhaps being out of position. They will get the Rift Arrow. The Thresh lanterns him to safety. They're trying to back up, but thinking maybe they want this. The Orianna ult goes out on the Malphite. The Malphite ults 4 people. The Yasuo gets the ult off. The Orianna gets melted. The Twitch as well. Yasuo getting punished for his engage. The Tristana trying to pick up the kills, but can't quite find the damage. Kha'Zix here to try to pick up something, but can't, and it will be a 3-for-2 trade in favor for thrown for a blow.
I think Tristana missed the jump there. She got the reset, but she actually W'd there behind the wall, and there wasn't any enemies there. And I think she had to kind of walk back over to the fight, and that sort of gave thrown for a blow time to sort of turn that fight more in their favor, because I think that was a fight that Oranges could have won.
It definitely looked good for them at the start of it. And we're seeing some ward coverage coming out here for both teams, mostly focused around the Rift Herald, but now that it's gone, maybe it could turn into Baron vision. Baron coming up in 25 seconds. We're definitely going to need to see a lot more winning team fights, or even tied team fights from Oranges, because I think that will benefit them as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they do there. I mean, that wasn't even necessarily a fight they wanted. I mean, Gnar kind of overextended, and then Malphite got sort of caught and just turned it into an ult. So I mean, if they can win those, you know, if they can find fights that they want and pick the spot, and then turn that into a winning fight, they could look to come back.
They're taking a lot of damage, but this will be the first tower for them. The Gnar ult goes in, and the misses the stun, but the Twitch ult is devastating, and they will get Brand and Tristana looking for Malphite. Gnar tower diving, and the Orianna ult goes down. That will be 4-4-1. with only Thresh as their casualty. Definitely looking good for throwing for a blow.
Hey, Yasuo wasn't there. He's pushing top lane. And boy, just the Gnar able to just jump forward and get a fantastic stun there, combined with a Twitch and then the Orianna and finish it off. It's just a brutal combo. Like, not the fight that they wanted to take. Yasuo doesn't even get a tower out of it, and RTP's up to stop him.
All comes down to these next crucial fights. This may not be the round one losers bracket matches, but this is for both these teams their first match of the day.
Loser is out, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. This is their one last chance to get right back into those grand finals and challenge the current champions, Becky's Babes.
Elimination.
Thresh trying to clear out some of this vision that Oranges managed to throw up.
They have some great wards there, just covering that jungle.
Tristana looks like he may be out of position, but Thresh and Tristana not willing to collapse. The Malphite ult comes down. It clears the minions. Thresh Graves takes a huge chunk amount of damage. The stopwatch to buy time, and it will save him to the Gnar ult, and the exhaust on the Gnar. Coming down, he's stunned. This could be the death of Gnar. The Orianna ult is massive. It hits 4 people. The Brand ults are down. The Orianna can't do much more after that. The Kha'Zix and Brand get the elimination. The exhaust comes down on the Kha'Zix. Another stopwatch, but it will not save him, as there's no Thresh Lantern for him to grab and no Gnar ult to save him. That will be a 3-for-1 in favor of Oranges. Definitely a good fight for them.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like, you know, Throw was doing everything that they could to survive that fight. Of course, Graves got out with a sliver of health and a fantastic Orianna shockwave, but in the end, just like great plays from both teams, and, you know, Oranges comes out on top. But, I mean, Twitch even gets that tower in the bot lane meanwhile, and the gold lead's still just growing.
So it looks like Dragon is being taken by Oranges. Graves here, we could see a possible smite steal, but we won't. Graves having, of course, no vision in there. Good vision control on the side of Oranges. The Brand taking a lot of damage and will be killed off by that Gnar. Quite sneaky. We will see an Ocean Dragon coming out next. I wonder which team prioritizes that one.
That could be pretty dangerous if Throw gets their hands on that, because they could just siege and, you know, heal up from any poke from Brand. And, I mean, that's just going to make things even worse for Oranges if Throw gets their hands on the Ocean.
Could be something that they're looking for. Thresh once again trying to clear out wards in this topside jungle. See the flash coming in from Yasuo to try to get away, but it won't be enough. Surrounded by 3. Technically 4, but Thresh being a good guy doesn't want to take that kill. So
hey, Thresh is the carry. They need to get him fed.
We could see another team fight here. The Malphite ult hits 3, but there is no follow-up, unfortunately, for Oranges. Gnar trying to zone out that Kha'Zix. And as good of a Malphite ult that was, there was just no follow-up. Brand was not able to get in there.
As strange as it sounds, it almost seems like Oranges are the one who should have drafted the Twitch and or the Orianna, because they would be just perfect for following up on those.
Thresh Q lands, and that will be the death of Malphite with the Orianna ult. Some huge damage coming in. The Kha'Zix leaping in for the Gnar. The Thresh trying to keep the rest of the team on the back line. Kha'Zix goes down. Yasuo taking a lot of damage. The wind wall to try to save him, but the flash from the Graves will not allow him to get away. I'm stumbling a lot. The Graves ult hits the Tristana. This is looking bad for Oranges. This could be an inhibitor broken. And it looks like it will be. The Brand just cannot stop him. Gotta do he can. Gnar looking to maybe get in there. But they're going to accept the inhibitor and just walk away. A little update for the viewers who are watching. We have received word that Jeb Stewart waiters have moved on. So hopefully we will be able to get into the next matchup. But we may have to join that one late. Malphite blast coning himself to safety for that Baron sneak skill shot. And we can see now that that 5.5k gold lead has extended all the way up to 10.5k gold lead. The Orianna ult misses. Orianna staying to auto attack the Tristana. Tristana's bomb may be enough, and I think it will be, and it is. Tristana gets the return kill. Thresh may be caught out here. Twitch is coming up to try to help, and Kha'Zix will back off knowing the Twitch is coming. Brandon Malphite here though, ready to turn this around. And the blue buff will not be stolen today. Gnar coming in through the backline, misses the jump. And Orange's team will get away to safety.
I think if Orange's is synergized on these team fights, they can win them. You know, we've seen some good Malphite ults. We've seen some, you know, some good plays here and there. They've just got to be they got to get like the Malphite ult and the Yasuo ult. You know, that's probably the combo they're drafting for. They've got to get that going. I mean, it's a significant deficit at this point, but if they do want to come back, I mean, they've got to try to execute that. At the same time, I think Throw is just doing a great job of just slowly taking towers, just taking what objectives they can and not getting too greedy. Just closing the noose. Tightening the noose, really. I'm combining two metaphors there.
We've got the ping over on the Baron. Looks like Thrown for a Blow is looking for that to siege the bottom lane. Top wave's super minions are hitting the base. It's going to be tough for Oranges to really contest this. They don't have any ward vision at all.
Not even close.
The best they can to clear that out, and it will be the Baron thrown over. We've got the recalls coming in. This is definitely looking dire for one of the teams.
Almost a 12k gold lead, 7-1 in towers.
And the dragon coming up in 30 seconds. We will just have to see who does it. We see not many wards for Thrown for a Blow in terms of aggression. More so just trying to play it near the dragon. I think that may very well be their next objective after this inhibitor turret. Now trying to keep pressure over in the mid. The super minions keeping pressure up top lane. The Malphite ult comes down, hits the Orianna and the Thresh. The Orianna's immediately bursted down. The Brand ult comes through. Or wait, no, that wasn't Orianna. That... A lot of things are happening. The Thresh is flaying in. The Zhonya's comes out through for the Kha'Zix. The Tristana trying to do as much damage as he can. Gets queued, but leaps to safety. Gnar trying to get in there. The Thresh flash in. I didn't see that he didn't flash before. I messed that entire team fight up.
Well, like I was saying, they got the Malphite on the Yasuo ult, but they didn't burst down the Orianna right away. She flashed and healed and got away and was able to stay in the fight a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Twitch is just firing away and Graves comes in for the cleanup. It's too much damage, too big of a lead for Oranges to overcome, I think.
Yasuo taking a lot of punishment from that Gnar. Gnar trying to get away. Graves coming in for the help. The Yasuo gets stunned and will be eliminated by the Graves. The third inhibitor will go down. The second one respawning. The Gnar ult comes down, and that will be another kill for that Twitch. This is looking to be terrifying for Oranges. The ignite on Gnar will be enough to finish him off. And Tristana's caught on the other side of her base. The Grey's gonna chase her down to make sure that she can't back. Twitch hammering down on these Nexus turrets, but afraid to push any further with that Brandon Malphite combo.
I think perhaps if Graves had stayed, they could have ended the game here, but I think they're just trying to take it slow, get all 3 inhibs is probably a smart move.
Definitely a little hesitant to pull the trigger there. Looks like they're gonna back off, perhaps look to the Ocean Dragon, and try to push with the next attack. This is looking almost impossible for Oranges. Can you see any way for them to get out of this coffin that they seem to be buried in?
The way the game has been going thus far, not really. I think if you just look at the champions, they still have a team where if they get Yasuo or Malphite ult into Yasuo ult, you know, they have the Brand and the Tristana that can fire away. If everybody executes, if everybody does their job and they execute this comp perfectly, they can win a team fight. It's a dangerous one, but I just think that the Throw has a comp that's a little easier to play with these team fights, and they have a huge lead as well. I mean, because they have the Gnar that can just jump in, they can go with the Thresh Hook, and then they just have Twitch firing away and Orianna Shockwave. I think it's really clear what everyone's supposed to be doing, and whereas I think Oranges just has to kind of look for this miracle Malphite Yasuo, you know, big play, and if they don't get that, then it's just really tough for them to play any of these fights, and not to mention the huge deficit. It's going to be extremely difficult.
Not outside the realm of possibility, and that's what we like to hear here. You can see the Nexus turret taking a lot of punishment, along with Yasuo. Thresh gets the Q on Malphite, but doesn't follow through. Yasuo having to back up to the fountain. Nexus turret will go down. The Orianna ult hits the Brand, and the Brand will die immediately. Malphite falling shortly after. Cannot hit the Malphite ult. It seems almost all but certainly over. Yasuo dying to the Graves, and the Nexus will fall. GG, Orange's Juices. GG, Throne for a blow. But it looks like Throne will be taking the game and moving on to the next series.
I just tried to click continue in the Discord call on the league screen.
So as
well,
we
GG indeed. I can't wait to actually spectate a game, but thank you, AO. That was just fine, actually. I couldn't even tell if there was much of a delay. I don't know if you could tell from what I was saying if I was like behind much, but
this share screen should have only given you maybe a second of delay. So yeah, it looks like who would you say was the MVP for that one?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I really think they played those team fights really well. For me, that was where they were kind of shining. I think it'd probably be between the Graves and the Gnar. I'm trying to think. I might have to go with the Gnar because for me, he was stopping lane so hard, and then he was coming to other lanes. He was getting objectives. He was always jumping in. I saw a number of great Gnar ults from him, a lot of good stuns, and I think every single significant team fight or objective, Gnar was at the center of it, kind of winning those fights for them. So he would get MVP award from me.
I can't help but agree. I think Gnar was such a crucial part for that, landing some spectacular Gnar ults. So I'm going to have to throw that over to Gnar as well. We're going to have to see if we can try to get into the next game.
Do we have a tournament code somewhere?
We do, but the tournament match should have started already. I'm going to see if I can't get in there, and it has already started. We're going to have to see if we can't try to get one of the people who's from there and spectate their game. Please stand by while we try to get into this next one. So, the next match will be Becky's Boobs versus Jeb Stewart Waiters. And, let's see here.
I don't have any on my friends list, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, neither do I. Could have sworn I had Jordan added.
Wait, Jordan? On one of the teams? I have him.
He was on Becky's Boobs, but it doesn't look like he's playing today.
Oh, yeah, he's offline.
Yeah. I don't see him on there either. And unfortunately for us, I do not see any of these people on my friends list due to the fact that I never added any of them. We may not go to op.gg. I'll give this a shot. Alright, Kill No Mercy. I know his name already. Did I misspell? Oh yeah, I misspelled it.
Oh, so you can like open this file in League or something?
This game has been saved to op.gg. You have access to the replay of the game 5 minutes after the game ends from recent game list. Oh, there's a spectate button. Hopefully this works. We're just gonna have to find out here in a second.
Oh, please relaunch administrator.
I should be capable, but it's possible that through the tournament codes it doesn't work that way. But I did already do go through op.gg. So we're gonna see if I can get in here.
It's working. It's working for me, but it tells me to restart Discord as administrator. Can you call me back when I restart?
Sure. And we are in, so let me go and swap over to the league screen. We can see Alawi putting some pressure out onto that Nasus, ulting in on the clone. They're tower diving with the Echo. This looks like it could be over for Nasus. And Nasus gets away, but Alawi dies to the tower shots. Flashing that mastery for good measure. The Echo E'ing in, looking for that kill. Not ready to give up quite yet. The Q goes down, but it will be the execution for Echo. Unfortunately for him. And hello, Vest.
Hello, hello. Me for you.
Definitely 100% professional stream here. We are 7 minutes in. Unfortunately, we couldn't count the beginning stopwatches, so we'll just hope that no one sold theirs. We can see a 50% stopwatch rate in this game.
Nobody sells stopwatches. You gotta keep them as souvenirs.
Even if they're broken. That's what grandfathers always want from us. So we can see some aggression coming down from this gen on the Sivir. Sivir looks really low. She has no more spell shield, but the binding, too many minions are in the way. And Sivir's gonna escape with her life as long as she's used that heal. So, the Echo coming in on the Ahri. The Zac looking for the return kill. Echo just running away. His ult will be up in a few seconds. And they're just going to have to give up on this one. And Alawi beginning some aggression on that Nasus. And alright. In case you are just joining us, we recently got out of Thrown for a Blow, who was against Orange's Juices. And Thrown for a Blow did manage to take the victory. And we are currently watching the winner of Jeb Stewart Waiters versus Sultorn Warriors. It was the Jeb Stewart Waiters. And we can see them against Becky's Boobs. Jeb Stewart Waiters being the blue side. Or am I getting that wrong?
Yes, other way around.
Weird, I don't see Kill No Mercy. The Alawi ult comes down on the Nasus. The Warwick is here. Nasus taking a ton of damage, and the Warwick will be able to finish him off. And now I see Kill No Mercy. He is on Zac, so it is Becky's Boobs on the blue side, and we will see Jeb Stewart Waiters on the red side. First tower not having gone down yet, and it looks like it may go down for the Jeb Stewart. The teleport coming in order to try to stop this. They won't kill the turret before Nasus arrives. Alawi and Warwick looking like they may want to dive him. The turret does go down, the Warwick ult coming through, and Alawi gets... No, Warwick gets the kill onto the Nasus.
I wasn't sure if there was some miscommunication there on whether they were killing the turret or diving Nasus at the beginning, but it works out perfectly. Not sure if that was intended or not, but they get the turret and they get the Nasus. Ooh.
Zac taking plenty of damage, but he does manage to burn the Jhin flash in his gank.
They're gonna get another tower top.
They go in on the Nasus. Nasus taking a ton of damage. Zac coming in for the return gank and ults Alawi closer. Nasus looking to get a bit of a damage back in. Warwick flashes, but it is hopeless as the tower shot finishes him off. Alawi looking for the re-engage. Zac taken very low. Nasus looking for that Alawi, noticing that she has absolutely no mana. The Nasus ult comes through, the teleport ready to finish him off, and the Echo does not quite yet. Oh, but he will with through minion damage. The Jhin getting an excellent kill on that Sivir. Has to heal in order to escape the turret damage that he's been taking. And stopwatch, but he will get away alive.
It's the 5k gold lead now. They really erupted this into a significant lead. It's only like 1,000 a couple minutes ago.
Indeed.
I can't believe they're at the inhibitor turret in the top lane. They just kind of ran it down top and got 2 turrets.
Well, now that you are officially spectating the game instead of just watching my Discord stream, if you would like to take the play-by-play, then you may resume to do so.
Sure. One second, let me go on voice activity.
In the meantime, while you set that up, Warwick looks like he's heading for the Rift Herald and is taking it solo. No vision from Becky's Boobs on this one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see your Discord message. Take the play-by-play away, and I just say nothing. Great play-by-play. So Zac hovering around the bot lane. Alawi is also there. Could have a 3v3. They get the Rift Herald the top lane. Nasus is still farming top. That wave is still pushing in. Not sure what the plan is here. If Alawi is looking to... It looks like they're just going to move in and try to take this bot tower. Zac is taking Crook. So here they come. Barrier from Ahri, and he survives. Tons of damage coming out from Jhin and Lux, but... And... Not sure what killed Sivir there exactly, but Jhin gets the kill. Zac comes in with a great ult, and Jhin is gone. Zac gets the kill. Lux has got to run away. She already used her ult. Great flash E from Echo to take Ahri down. Stopwatch comes in on Zac. Zach passive is still there. I don't know if they can do this. Alawi's going in. Warwick is there as well. Janna's gonna be careful. She flashes away. She's under tower. Tower record coming on Warwick, but he'll be fine. So they get to Zach, the Janna, and the Sivir, and they're gonna get this bot tower. They give them 3 towers to 0. It gives them a 6k gold lead, 9-4 in kills. Nasus is whacking away at this top tower. There's some in the Rift Herald bot though. This is gonna be a race. They're gonna get an inner tower for an upper tower, assuming that Nasus actually gets it. Jhin is on the way. Great damage on the Rift Herald there. The minion wave is right there, but they're kind of low on health and mana here. And Becky, Sivir is trying to clear the way, but she's got to be careful. Ahri's there as well. Looks like Becky's will back off here, though. Again, very low on health and mana. Nasus gets that turret in the top, and they don't get the inner... Oh, they do get the inner turret bot. So they'll take that trade, just barely. Smite comes down on the Rift Herald. So just over a 6k gold lead. Zach going in. Fear comes out from Warwick. We've got to run away, though, here. Sivir ult is not up just yet. Oh, Nasus is doing so much damage to Jhin, and he's got him. The Q gets him. Echo ults. Nasus is pretty low, but his damage is still crazy. It's going to be close, and Echo gets him. Warwick going in. Great trade here. Alawi comes down. They get Sivir. They get Zach. It's a double kill for Alawi. They're chasing the Janna down, and you have to assume she's going to be in trouble here. Lux is there as well. Warwick's on the chase. Tons of speed. Shield comes out. Q from Lux, and Alawi picks up the kill. So effectively a triple kill for Alawi there in the bot lane. They got that inner turret, and Echo picks up the kill on Nasus despite Jhin falling for it. It's now 13-5 in kills, almost an 8k gold lead, 4-1 in towers. So overall, Jeb Stuart Waiters are playing this excellently, I think. They're getting, if they're losing something in one lane, they're coming out, they're picking up twice as much in a different lane. So far, they're really punishing the lane assignments, punishing who goes where. E comes out from Alawi. It's going to be a lot of damage on Ahri. She might just have to back away. They got 3 in the mid lane. They should get this turret. There's nobody nearby. Zach is at red. Janna is there, but they're just going to pick up this turret. Nasus is not far enough top lane at all to punish. W comes down from Jhin. He ults. This could be difficult. But Ahri's already out of range. Tons of damage down on the Janna. She actually has to use Locket and a shield to survive that damage from the Echo as well. And they get tons of damage down here. Oh, they found the Zach. Brute comes down. He jumps out of the way, jumps back to the tower. Good dodge there from Zach. Tons of damage come out from the Echo. All comes out from Sivir. Zach is super low. Looks like Echo will back away. Oh! Does Jhin W snipe picks up the Zach kill. They're just going to hammer away at this tower here. They've got to be somewhat careful, but Sivir is very low on mana. Great try from Ahri. Takes Lux to just a little over half health there. Poke from Sivir. And the TP comes down from Echo, but they've got no minions here to support them. Nasus is hammering away at the top way, but Warwick is there to stop him. Smite comes out from Warwick. All from Nasus. Fear. Looks like Warwick doesn't want this fight, though. He knows the Nasus damage is getting worse and worse as time goes on. They get the tower in the mid lane. Now they're hitting the inhib. I don't think there's anybody here to stop this. Yeah, they just got to let it happen. Zach's looking for an engage. He goes in. Doesn't hit anybody. Q from Lux. Lots of damage coming out from Jhin. Zach is really low and he's gone. Lux all comes down. Alawi's got to get out of there. She's got no mana and no health. Jhin the same. Sivir's running away. Flash from Sivir. Echo gets exhausted. Damage coming down from Ahri and Sivir. And Echo ults. He gets Sivir with the ult. The Janna ult is not in time. W misses from the Jhin. Jhin is on the chase, but careful ping is coming down on the side of Jeb. Warwick continuing to heal up here. Holding off the Nasus as best he can, preventing him from getting that split push going. He's not getting anything out of it. Ooh, Warwick all comes down. Nasus does not have much mana here, and Warwick gets him! Uses the Tiamat proc. So excellent job there, knowing when he can take the fight with Nasus. That Nasus ult down and Nasus low on mana, Warwick's able to just lifesteal and out damage him. So Jhin backing now, always pushing for the most part slightly in favor of Jeb. It's actually almost a 12k gold lead now. Ayo, I have to ask you the typical color commentator question, you know, the impossible question for some of these games. You're down 12k gold. You're on Becky's. How do you come back from this?
It's definitely looking bad for them. Sivir is incredibly behind, but I think Nasus is their saving grace, along with the Zac initiations. I think what they need to do is have Ahri pick off some people. I think she needs to try to pick off the Echo and hopefully time her charm properly so the Echo can't ult. But we need to see some gold coming through for this Ahri and the Sivir, because not only they're behind CS in comparison to the carries on Jeb Waiters, but they're behind so many kills. If we look at the gold differences here, we can see a 2.5k difference, 2.6k difference on both the mid and AD carry between these teams. So if they can just get a bit more gold on those carries, I think Becky's team can do it.
Yeah, they do have that Sivir and the Nasus. This is a team that would not mind a game going a little bit on the late side. Ooh, Jinult comes down. A lot of damage. Luxalt comes down. Sivir spell shield. Echo goes in. Heal comes out. Janna ult is there, but Echo gets the kill on Sivir. So much damage and dive coming out. Zac is really no. Zanya's come out from Echo. Work's sort of low as Zac ult comes in. They take him back under tower. Echo's taking a ton of damage. He ults back. Zac passive comes out. Warwick flashes away. Echo kills the Nasus, but Ahri gets the kill onto Warwick. W comes out from Ilaoi. She takes down the Ahri. Zac has got no passive. Got to be careful, but Echo has no ult. But meanwhile, they're just hitting the inhib. Tons of damage going down that inhib. They're going to pick it up. And now they're hitting the Nexus towers. Ahri and Nasus are both dead. It looks like they're going to back away. A lot of blinking health bars on the side of Jeb Stuart Waiters.
This is definitely looking a little bit grim for them. Echo able to get away would have been a huge gain for them had they have gotten him. The Dragon will be coming up in a minute 30. Baron already live. Perhaps that could be the next goal for Jeb's Waiters.
How do you see the indicator on what kind of Drake is up next?
It doesn't usually show an indicator. Like, it always shows the picture for the Infernal, but it is going to be Ocean that is popping up next.
Oh. How do you know that? How do you see that?
You pop over to the Dragon Pit.
Oh, you're just looking at the actual symbol. Okay, I wasn't sure if there's something else.
No, I'm looking at the.
There is some key that brought up an indicator. I see. Okay.
Now you look at it on the map and then you press D immediately to get back to the direct camera. We can see Jeb's Waiters going for the Baron though.
Yeah, taking it pretty low. Echo kind of zoning Zac away. I don't think of any opportunity to contest this. They get the Baron. Jinult comes down, but Becky's is pretty well out of range of it. It's doing a lot of damage, a decent number of items. A little over 2 items on that Jhin. He's chasing him down. Flash from Zac. He's gonna jump away, but Warwick is on the chase. He's got that buff. Gets the fear, fear onto Zac, jumps onto him. Smite comes down from Zac to get some health. Ult comes out from Warwick. Gonna be so much damage. He's got no Zac passive, so he's gone. Warwick picks up the kill. Or Jhin picks up the kill, sorry. Echo diving, he ults back. Nasus ult comes out though. Meanwhile, they're pushing in mid with Warwick and Jhin. Ilaoi Lux and Echo kind of playing safe. So much damage on the Sivir. She tries to ult away. John ult is not enough. Now they're looking to dive the Nasus. He has no ult. Echo has no ult either. They're going in on him. Flash away from Nasus, but he's gone. Echo picks up the kill. Johnny dodges the W, but Echo damage is there. Jhin flashes in, and he'll pick up the kill as well. They're hitting the Nexus now. They're doing so much damage. Zac jumps in, but Nexus is gone. Zac ult comes out. TP comes out, and that is going to be game.
GG Jeb's Waiters, GG Becky's boobs.
Absolutely. A fun one to watch, I think, because it sort of contrasted that last game where, to me, it was sort of a slow, methodical victory, playing around objectives, slowly closing in. But for me, Jeb Stuart Waiters was just sort of snowballing out of control. I mean, we saw early on, it was what, like 10 minutes or something, where they got the outer turret and the inner turret top lane. They're actually pressuring the inhibitor turret for a second that early in the game, really just, you know, jumping down every lane with their lead. Is exciting to watch for sure. Well, we have to pick MVPs for that game as well, correct? So I'll let you go first. Who do you think?
It's difficult without having seeing a list of champions to look at. But I think I'm gonna have to go on the side of Echo. He was such a high damage dealer for their team. 26% of the team's damage, tied with Alawi, doing some pretty good Echo dives and Echo plays. Only death actually being an execute instead of a kill over. I think he deserves the MVP.
Yeah, I think it seems fair to me. I'm and a little of this is me. I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. I don't want to just pick the same roles from me every time. But for me, it was the Jhin. Actually, I thought that he played really well. I mean, like you said, without seeing a list of champions, without seeing some more statistics, it's a little more challenging. But for me, just from the eye test, right? I thought he had some great Jhin ults. Every one of his ults, he was hitting people, which is kind of hard to do because you don't want to Jhin ult when you're in range to auto, but you don't want to Jhin ult when it's just not going to hit anybody. Then you get all the question mark pings going down through your team. So I thought he had some good plays there. He had some good routes. You'd either rooting people or making them flash out of the route. He knew when to flash in and go aggro. He knew his own damage. I thought he played those fights really, really well, and it was just a great consistent source of damage for his team. So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the other game has already started. I'm trying the tournament code here. It seems to be invalid.
It is possible that they are full.
Oh, hold on. Something's happening. No, I'm in the game. It has not started. Do you see the tournament code in the chat?
I do, and I need a spot open for me to be able to join. And
there is indeed a spot open. Excellent. At last, a live game.
Where both of us are hit. Impossible. Something's going to go wrong.
Absolutely impossible.
You know it's going to happen to? It's going to happen to me next.
The blue screen?
It's going to happen.
It hasn't happened for so long. Seems third time is the charm, or third time is not the charm.
I'm going to go and turn on a little bit of music here so we have something to hear in the background.
Excellent. Point is, I have not had a third blue screen, which I'm thrilled about.
And we are now in Champ Select. Let me swap over scenes. If you are just joining us right now, we are in the final, or the second of the final match in the losers brackets. We are looking at Jeb Stewart Waiters versus Thrown for a Blow. The winner will go on to face Bambros for a shot at the grand final against Becky's Babes.
So the Echo ban comes out there, and the Gnar ban as well, and the Warwick ban coming out. So we're seeing a lot of, hey, we saw you guys, we saw your last game, we saw how well you did on that champion, you're not getting that this time. Now we see the Vayne ban, actually. I'm not sure. Did you see Cookie play Vayne in any previous games? I'm not recalling if I saw that champ show up.
Cookie, if I'm not mistaken myself, was using Vayne during the one game that I was spectating. But I will get confirmation for you in a second. He was using Vayne, correct. Didn't do too well, but clearly they thought it was good enough to ban away, or perhaps just trying to take away a comfort choice.
That could be. Interesting. We're seeing from Throw, we're seeing them ban basically the entire team that Jeb Stewart Waiters played in the last game, like champion for champion. Fiora comes out from Crucible. Now, I saw this guy play really well in Gnar, and whenever I see somebody who's down in the top lane, my first thought is always, what if they play, what if they pick up a split push champion like Fiora? Could be Fun to see. The Malzahar is going to be locked in. So Malzahar in the mid lane with that Echo Band away. See how they respond. Hovering the Vi right now in the jungle. Oh, no. Hovering about 20 different champions, actually.
I know this sounds weird, but in the past, for most of the games yesterday, people did pick in pick order, so it does appear to be a Malzahar top, although they could be throwing us for a complete loop by swapping it up.
Oh, that would be interesting, a Malzahar into the Fiora. Jack's jungle being hovered here into the Sejuani pick. Time running out. We'll see if that gets locked in. And it does.
Jack's jungle played by Deltrice earlier on in the tournament, so not something completely new.
I'm curious how it's going to be built, because I'm recalling Svenskeren from Cloud9 playing the Jack's jungle in the LCS. Didn't win, looked effective at times, but I think the problem that came out with that comp was not being tanky enough, and even Jack's going almost full tank still just wasn't quite enough in the face of a lot of tanky champions like the Sejuani. So I'm curious if you're right, if that's a Malzahar top, or if it turns out to be mid. We'll see what kind of, how tanky this team comes out. They do ban the Taric away.
First time someone's picked out of order in a while. Tristana coming down for what I assume to be CST Galaxy. Maybe swapping it around because I said something. Cough, cough.
maybe AP Tristana mid?
Now that would be incredibly intriguing. I would love to see that. I haven't seen it in forever.
Can't count it out.
Last experience I had in it was Lethality Jarvan along with an AP Tristana mid. Absolutely deleted me, one of them or the other. Completely terrible experience. But I'd love to see someone else play it and me not have to worry about it.
So the Jinx ban comes out as well. So Jinx and Vayne, Hypercarry is banned away, and they have the Tristana. I like them doing that because they've got no support and no ADC picked on the side of throw. So I think that's a good approach to kind of say, hey, let's change the landscape of this bot lane because we've already got our ADC. So let's push you onto something you're not as comfortable on. Yasuo and now Zed being hovered. To assume this would be for the mid lane then? Or...
Now Zed
so
into
perhaps
Orianna.
That is the Mal's top.
Zed has a great time, in my experience, to be a dominating force against Orianna. She has no mobility to get out unless she flashes, but Zed can flash in return and just completely remove any chance Orianna had of survival. Definitely going to be a hard lane for her to survive if the Zed does what he's known for, his incredibly contagious laugh.
Gotta have the laugh spam and the Mastery 7 flash,
It just wouldn't be a Zed without it. The Callista.
Oh yeah, we saw the Ezreal hover, but Callista Thresh comes out, the classic, hook lantern ult pull combo. That's about as much synergy as you're gonna get in the bot lane outside of Xayah Rakan, so that'll be a fun one to watch. And Tristana Nami comes out. So the way this is looking, it is indeed the Malzahar top into the Fiora. What do you think of that?
I think it's definitely an interesting choice. And Malzahar is suppressed. Definitely not an ability a Fiora can really parry. She can stop the silence, but I don't think her parry will block the E unless she times it beautifully well. And in my experiences, I've never seen a Fiora parry stop a Malzahar ult, but, you never know. I think it's going to be difficult for the Fiora to survive the push from Malzahar. It's going to be rough for her, but she can easily kill Malzahar if he lets her get too close. So we'll have to be vigilant for that.
Indeed. My one thought, of course, is that Fiora being AD, she could build the Mercurial Scimitar. She could itemize with that QSS, and it wouldn't be such a big problem. Whereas, you see sometimes if you got the Malzahar in the mid lane, the other mid laner wants to build the QSS. Well, it can be a little bit of a weird buy, but I think Fiora is a champion that could purchase that and then have it be, not sticking out of her build as something ridiculous. It could be gives her some lifesteal, gives her some magic resist, which, of course, on the other side they've got Malzahar, Sejuani, Nami. Magic resist is definitely not a bad direction to go here.
Malzahar's ult apparently can be stopped by the Fiora parry. Just gonna have to time that incredibly well. We're gonna see if she can do anything like that.
If there's a flash ult from Malzahar and Crucell parries that, I will be extremely impressed. I'm not going to guarantee him the MVP award for that if they win, but
it'll be a heavily favored.
Absolutely.
Wink, wink, Crucial.
I mean, maybe not in the level of the the late game Baron steal, but pretty close. That would be pretty impressive. Well, I want to look. We haven't talked too much about this bot lane. Obviously, we touched on the Kalista Thresh, interesting combo there. Also got Tristana Nami. Now, Ao, I know you play a good bit of Tristana. Let's say you're playing Tristana in this situation. How do you feel about that matchup with the Nami on your side going up against the Kalista Thresh?
I think if you're careful to avoid the Thresh Flay, which can really scare you because it makes it a lot easier for him to land his hook. If you can somehow try to avoid that, in a straight-up 1v1 between these AD carries, Tristana definitely has the edge. She can burst Kalista a lot faster than Kalista can ignite those Ren stacks to deal a significant enough damage to win the trade outright. The Nami heal will definitely come in handy for this. And with the Thresh being melee and the Nami and Tristana both having great poke in themselves, I think Tristana and Nami have the champion edge. We're just gonna have to see if it's enough to give them the win in the lane.
For sure. I think I don't play a great deal of Nami or Thresh in the support role, but for me, Nami is sort of a both the champions really. I think they're a little bit of feast or famine, because Nami, a good bubble, you get 1, 2, maybe 3 people in a fight, that can really turn the fight, and so can a good Nami ult. Thresh, I think, same deal. A good hook, good flays, those can completely turn the tide of a fight. So I think what both of these supports have to be saying is, are we going to be the the pulling the trigger for our teams? Are we going to be the engage tools? Are we going to be setting up the plays, or are they just going to be kind of accessories? I think that's going to be the difference. Is which of these supports makes more of the plays? Because obviously, Tristana and Kalista, kind of like what you talk about. I mean, both big damage threats, but for me, I'm definitely watching to see what these supports do if they land some of those skill shots. Also be interesting because we know with the Relic Shield and, the support item changes in general, we have now the Relic Shield start not really done anymore. Still have the Fleet Footwork, overheal thing being taken a lot, but now there's not that Relic Shield bonus, so the healing is not as out of control for these ADCs. So to me, what that says is it becomes, well, Nami has to use her heal to sustain up the Tristana. Meanwhile, Thresh does get the Relic Shield, and he will heal the Kalista with those Relic Shield procs. So it'll be interesting to kind of see that, how these two sustain against one another, but between the Relic Shield versus the Nami heals. We'll see. I know Nami, I think her mana costs are not terribly low. So sometimes that can be, one of the situations where obviously I play a lot of Zyra. It's a similar thing where you do have to balance your mana regen and everything there and not run out. You can't just spam heals the whole game, at least not early on, without running out of mana fairly quickly. Ping is coming down towards the red side jungle of Jeb Stuart Waiters. Nope. Now Ping is coming down towards the blue side jungle, towards that bot river. Ping is all over the place, basically, is what I'm seeing.
They're not quite sure what they want yet. Let's go ahead and talk about the obvious League of Legends meta here. 90% stopwatch ratio.
Sejuani did not get the memo.
Sejuani's not getting MVP. I can tell you that much. We have no bias here unless you don't pick stopwatch. Just gonna throw that out there. Kalista picking her target. Killing Thresh. What a team killer.
Jax's taunt game on point. Definitely making a case for MVP early on.
Just needed to see if Zed was pulling off the taunts.
I'm a little curious about this jungle matchup as well. You know, we talked a little bit about okay, you know, how is this Jax gonna build? You know, are we gonna see, you know, like a Trinity Force, you know, Sterix, kind of more of a damagey type of build, or is he just gonna kind of go full tank? We'll see. You know, early trade coming out between Malzahar here. Malzahar definitely getting the worst of it. Tower shot comes down Fiora though, and an auto, and I think Fiora just barely got the better of that trade, but perhaps could have backed away before taking the tower shot. She goes in again with the Q. E comes out from Malzahar. A lot of damage, though. Malzahar has to pop another potion.
Ooh, I think Fiora.
Flash from Fiora. Q comes in. Ignite comes down onto Fiora from Malzahar. She backs away, though. Uses the flash. Malzahar uses the Ignite. It looks like Malzahar is going to back away now. A lot of early damage come down from Fiora, though, using those corrupting potions to their fullest effect.
I think she was really
only
hoping
with
to
one
hit
CS.
that vital. If she had hit that, that would have been 100% a dead Malzahar.
For sure. Definitely lucked out on the side of Sayonara there. Malzahar's back in lane. He teleports back. Already seeing some early poke damage on Kalista. Electrocute proc from Zed. Good poke damage onto Orianna. So we're seeing some slight CS leads beginning to develop here. Slight CS lead for Fiora, Zed, and Kalista. Malzahar coming back, though. That Malzahar push is going to start coming online. Like you said, that could be problematic. We'll see how Fiora deals. Jax's top stun comes down. Malzahar has no flash. He ECQs. He's running away, but you got to assume he's dead. Fiora comes in with a vital, and she picks up the kill with the auto attack. Ooh, Zed comes in. Gets electrocute proc. Oh, he walks back. Ignite flash. Heal comes down for Orianna. Now she autos him. The airy proc comes in. The Q does not land on him, though. Interesting plays there. Flash not used by Orianna, but used by Zed. Heal comes down, traded for the Ignite from Zed. Jax is here, so is Sejuani. Jackson gets the stun. Sejuani and Zed both looking onto the Jax. Stacking out the procs. Jax has to flash away. Doesn't want to get that E from Sejuani. A lot of damage coming down to Kalista here, but they are still pushing the wave in.
Orianna holding onto her flash, opposed to going in on Zed. Had to use it defensively against Sejuani. If she had flashed on Zed, I imagine she would have died for that kill if she had gone.
Sejuani's coming by it. They see it coming, though. They're going to back off. Smart plays there. Jax is backing now. Zed's on his way back to lane. Ping is coming down the top river from red side. So definitely curious to see how everybody on Jeb Stuart Warriors will perform, because I'm not familiar with who mains what champions, but considering this is all new champions from last game, most probably because of all the bans coming out from the side of Throw, who basically said, you know, that whole team comp you played last game? Yeah, you're not playing any part of that. So they have to come up with something entirely new. So if they execute this as well, I think that will be impressive, and that will really, you know, they'll prove themselves again as far as being able to execute. WN from Tristana. Q comes down. Hook from Thresh. He dives in. The Flay comes out. Bubble misses from Nami. Couple spears in Tristana. She's still autoing. Sejuani is here. Only level 4, though. No ult there. Not a lot she can do. Kills the Callista Ghost. Thresh kind of zoning her away. Good poke damage down from the Nami. She gets the heal and gets the Arcane Comet proc onto Callista. Ping is coming out from the blue side out towards the top river. Now ping is coming out from Zed in the mid lane. Sejuani is invading. She's on the red side jungle of Throw. W in from Tristana. She comes in. She gets the bubble, the bomb. She has to flash away. The heal comes out. Flash from both sides, and the bubble hits on Kalista, but Thresh will pick up the kill. So all summoners used in that fight, except for the Nami flash, in just a fraction of a second. But Thresh winds up with the kill onto the Tristana. Ooh, great dodge from the Zed. Dodges the Orianna. Oh, he's going to get the ult proc. Oh, but the stopwatch is enough, and Zed has to run away. Careful things coming out. Jax is near the mid lane. Looks like he's just going for the Raptors, though. A little bit of hook damage coming down to Fiora in the top lane from the Malzahar. Spell Shield is still up. Zed is really low. The Q comes out. He dodges the Q from Orianna. He's autoing so low. The minions might kill him. No, he's going to just barely live. Still more damage hitting that Fiora. She's only got one corrupting potion left. Malzahar full health, doing fairly well in mana. He's got that crystal now. So definitely able to stay in lane a little bit longer there.
Orianna's
Such a close... yeah, she had to use it, and now... I guess that would mean she's not interested in the Zhonya's, at least right now. And what are your thoughts on that? It seems like Zhonya's would be a fairly good buy in this situation.
I think if you're going to be facing a Zed as Orianna, Zhonya's would be one of your first items that you'd want to grab. Morel and Omicron obviously providing you some much needed mana, but you can get by with the Lost Chapter and still be able to farm safely well. But the Zhonya seems like such a crucial buy that I'm kind of curious on why the decision was to sell the stopwatch.
Absolutely. We'll have to see if it comes out with the Zhonya's later. A lot of damage from Fiora. She's proccing these vitals perfectly. Malzahar is actually really low on mana. He's kind of been zoned off the wave here. He's way down in CS, 34 to 61. Rest of the lane's fairly even, about a 9 flash from Fiora, but the all comes out from Malzahar. She's taking a lot of damage. The knight comes down. Stopwatch from Fiora. Malzahar might still be dead though. He comes out with the stopwatch, but Fiora doesn't have tower echo. He might just be dead. And he is. Fiora gets the kill, and she'll make it out just fine. Bomb comes out in Kalista. A lot of damage there, but she'll just back away. So double stopwatch is using the top limit. Fiora is now up 2-0 over Malzahar, 65 to 35 CS. Definitely not having a good time there with the top lane Malzahar. Unfortunately for Jeb Stuart Waiters, Jax is waiting there in the wings near mid lane, but Sejuani's not far away either. Bomb comes out from Tristana. Hook comes out from Thresh. Not going to take it in. A lot of damage coming down, and there's no heal available or flash. They still have the summoners down, and Tristana picks up the kill. So no summoners available for anyone but Nami's flash, and just the damage they've been able to get down on the side of Jeb Stuart Waiters' bot lane. But now there's action in the top lane. A lot of damage coming down. Para comes out for Fiora, but she should be gone here. Looks like Sejuani wants Malzahar to get the kill, and she does donate it away. So a little bit of a comeback there. Sejuani helping her top laner out. So we saw this up 3 kills to 0, but now definitely some good plays being made in the top and bot lanes by Jeb Stuart Waiters. They're getting some good damage down here. Fiora's going to be up in 3, but she does not have teleport. Ooh, electric proc comes out from Zed. A lot of damage here. His ult is down. She has no stopwatch. She has nothing. The ignite might be enough to get her. No, not quite. Just barely makes it out without the stopwatch. Uses the heal. And Zed has to use the flash and the ignite, but they'll get that top turret.
Such a close exchange.
Absolutely. This seems like a great matchup in the mid lane here. CS so close, so many trades coming out where it looks like a minion shot would have killed somebody. Definitely exciting to see. So they do get that top lane turret, so definitely good work there, but they're actually still down 600 gold. That lead for Fiora is still massive in the top lane. If we look at the gold lead, she's still 700 gold up in that lane alone. The rest of the lanes are fairly even, almost exactly even per lane. So that gold lead is basically just Fiora. And Kalista will take the lantern away. A lot of damage coming out from that Tristana. Definitely looks like Kalista is starting to lose this matchup a little bit, just not able to contend with the damage from that Tristana. She will have her heal back up and her flash back up soon, though. So with those summoners back up, we'll have to see if we see any more action in the bot lane. Could see some more aggressive plays since they'll have those summoners to fall back on if they should make a mistake. Malzahar still kind of zoned off of this wave. They got the turret, but it doesn't change the fact that he's down by so much CS. E comes out from Sejuani, but no follow-up there from Zed. Not a lot they can do. Malzahar doing his best to clear the minions, but Jax is here top. They could look for a tower dive. Shellshot is gone. The E misses from Jax. Flash comes out, ult down onto Jax, and he stopwatches just barely. He's going to be okay. Malzahar is doing his best. And Fiora took tower aggro, so she's fine. Sejuani might be here for the cleanup, but I'm not sure if she can do anything. She might just want to back off. There's a lot of damage from these two. Jax flashes E the stun, and he gets the kill. And the heal is enough. He's going to be fine, but Zed is here now. You have to assume Zed gets him. Smite comes out from Jax, but it's not enough. Zed picks up the counter kill onto the Jax. So 2 kills there for Jax and Fiora. Zed all comes down, but Orianna is there. Fiora does not die. A lot of damage coming out, and stopwatch from Zed, but he has no flash. He should be gone, and Orianna picks up the kill. So everybody making their way up. We got a lot of action here. Kalista is solo. Nami picks up the kill. Thresh could be in trouble here. Exhaust, he can barely move. He's doing his best to auto the Tristana. He flashes away. He's fairly tanky, though. He gets the hook onto the Nami. Bomb comes out. Flash in from Tristana, but now she's taking tower aggro, and the stopwatch comes out from the Thresh. He won't take the bomb damage, and he'll be okay. But another kill onto that Kalista. It is picked up by the Nami, but still, we're seeing a pretty decent lead start to develop there on the side of Jeb Stewart-Waiter's bot lane. Fiora's really low here. Actually procs the Hex Drinker. Sejuani is here. She's going to try to juke him out. Fiora's running away, but Sejuani is right there. Gets the Q onto there. E comes out from Malzahar. They're trying to get this parried. Does not parry the E. Fiora's still running away. Jax is actually here, though. Flash from Sejuani, which he's not going for. He ults the Fiora, flashes. Now Jax is here, but Jax could be in trouble. A lot of damage coming out on Malzahar, though. The flash, the smite, the E is enough, and Sejuani picks up the double kill. I can't believe that Malzahar actually lived that. Actually, what I can't believe is that Jax was able to do that much damage. Definitely a force to reckon with. You see the longsword coming out. So doing more of a damage build, it looks like.
See a lot of action happening in these past few minutes, and it's still only equating a 500 gold difference.
Absolutely, just the kind of match I wanted to see. A close one, a competitive one, a lot of good plays from both sides.
Looks like Sejuani's going to get the Rift Herald. Not much vision from the enemy jungler.
Bilgewater Cutlass used. A lot of damage down from the Tristana. She flashes and she gets to Kalista. Q comes out, but Tristana only takes the 1 tower shot. They can't really do anything to Thresh there, but wow. Props to my MVP from last game, CST Galaxy. Look great in the Jhin. Looking excellent on the Tristana right now. Malzahar is losing the top lane, but Tristana is making it up, building up that lead in the bot lane. Kalista's now 0-3, 87 CS to 98 CS from CST Galaxy's 2-1-1 Tristana. Now doing some damage down onto that tower. But careful, that Thresh is getting pretty tanky. It's got a good amount of armor and good magic resist there from the Aegis of the Legion. Malzahar still pushed under tower. He's been under tower this whole game. 1-3-3, and barely over half of Fiora's CS. All comes out for Orianna in the mid lane. Jax is here, could be looking, and the great dodge from the Zed to try to dodge the stun, but he gets killed by the Orianna ult. Fiora taking a lot of damage here. Hex Drinker is procced, parries the Q from Malzahar, but she's got to be careful now. Sejuani is looking at the bot. She summons the Rift Herald in the bot lane. Tristana and Nami are there. That's a lot of push power in the bot lane. They could get another turret here. They need it. They're down almost 1,000 gold, mostly just from the Fiora, who was actually 1,200 gold up in her lane. Missed hook from Thresh, and they get the turret in that bot lane. Meanwhile, Sejuani is near the Drake. Great ult from Malzahar, but doing almost no damage. That Hex Drinker's MR really coming in handy for the Fiora. She still has flash as well, but with no health and no mana. Not a lot she can do here. Looks like she's going to back. Could have a fight around the Drake. Nami out comes out. Jax could be looking for a steal. There is time. They might just back away here. Kind of dancing around the Drake here. Drake is still... Now it's trying to aggro onto throw, and... Looks like both teams will just back away. They pick up the Scuttle Crab, but there is vision here. And they're just going to rotate mid lane and try to take this. They've got the tempo up on the side of Jeb Stewart-Waiters. The ult comes down. Great ult onto Orianna. The heal comes out. The bomb is on there. Tristana has to WA. Fiora is there. The exhaust comes out of Fiora. Ult from Tristana, but she's so low. She has to stopwatch, but she only has heal. She's got to assume she's gone, and Thresh picks up the kill. Stopwatch from Nami, but she is gone as well. Kalista with the kill now. So Jeb Stewart-Waiters tries to out-rotate and just take that mid lane while they assume that Throw will just go for the Drake or not be able to rotate fast enough, but that is not the case. Instead, Throw manages to go and get 2 kills to kill off both bot laners, which was the winningest lane on the side of Jeb Stewart Waiters, and they're going to pick up this Mountain Drake. Jax smites, and Fiora is here. Ult comes out, but misses Zed. Zed ult comes out in Fiora. Zed taking so much damage, and the Callista Rend is enough to kill him. So still just that whole team on the side of Throw is there in the mid lane and just continuing to farm kills, and now they're building up almost a 2k gold lead, despite being down 2 towers to 0 just from CS. And being up those 3 kills, they've actually got a significant lead. So doing a great job catching people out, getting picks there.
And despite all of this, a 2k advantage is all that there is.
Absolutely, definitely an action-packed game, and yet still a really close one. I'm curious what they'll do here. No Drake on the table for a little while. Check out what we've got up next. Cloud Drake next, so it may not be one that's as hotly contested as something like an Infernal Drake or even a Mountain or Ocean. Ping is going down onto the bot lane, but Jax is going to run into 3 members right here. Q comes forward, Tristana W's, Jax has to flash away, the Lantern is there, ult comes out, and the Q comes out, but the bubble lands onto Jax. He's still alive somehow, but the bomb gets him. Great ult from Orianna, but she's taking so much damage. Now Thresh is in trouble here. Tristana W is forward, but Callista's right there. The E might get procced, though. Great bubble from Nami, but I don't know if they want to take this fight. Careful Ping is coming out from the side of Jeb Stewart Waiters. Fiora is here, though. Malzahar is not. Ult comes out from Zed. Not doing too much damage to Fiora. Has to take the ult back. Ult comes out. Thresh takes the ult onto Tristana. She W's forward. So much damage coming down onto the Callista, and Callista manages to get the kill onto Tristana before dying to Zed. Fiora's right there. So much damage coming down to Zed. Great ult from Malzahar. Fiora could just be gone. Bubble chain CC'd perfectly, and Fiora is dead. That is a 1 for 3 right now. So chaotic fight there in the red side jungle, but Lantern comes in. Jax and Thresh here against the Sejuani. She's got to be careful. No flash on that side. Looks like they're going to try to push this mid lane. Nobody really there to stop the push. Jax is on his way, but it's a 4-1 right now. Going to get the demolish proc soon. That should just give them that mid turret. Give them 3 turrets to 0. So building up about a 1.5k gold lead now on the side of Jeb Stewart Waiters. So definitely swinging back and forth as far as gold leads go. Chaotic game, a close game. Exciting game for sure.
Can only wonder how this is gonna turn out. Orianna
Absolutely
definitely trying her best. Callista finally reaching the point and the items where she can finally begin to take down Tristana. Now Tristana also does not have her static shiv yet, which is an interesting decision to get that rapid cannon, fire cannon first. That could change once Tristana hits that 3-item spike. It's definitely when she becomes the strongest. But Callista, you could say the same for Callista, that once she finally racks up those attack speed items, she could become a true terror. She could build up those Ren stacks far faster and be able to kill this Tristana easily. Just gonna have to see.
Move flash from Tristana to get out of the Jax stun. Ward comes out from the side of Jeb Stewart Waiters. They're taking the scuttle here in bot river. A lot of ping is going down from the side of Throw. We'll see what happens. Jebs is moving into that blue side jungle. We'll see what happens here. They could be rotating the top lane. Not really anything for the side of Throw to do. Ping's coming down in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Jax is going top lane to try to stop them, perhaps? TP coming in from Fiora. So Jax and Fiora now in the top lane, going in to answer that, and Jebs will just back away. Oh, but they could be going in. Fiora's near Malzahar. Actually, Sejuani is kind of caught out a little bit. Malzahar taking a ton of damage. He actually kites back towards the Jax. He has no flash, and he's just gone. Jax picks up the kill. A lot of damage here. Threshold comes out. Tons of damage down on Orianna. She's down. Flash from Callista. She's trying to get those red stacks. Doesn't quite get the Nami, but Jax picks up the double kill. Sejuani's trying to chase the Kalista, but she's just cutting away, and Kalista gets the shutdown. Zed is solo. He's got to get out of there. He has no flash. Fiora flashes forward and picks up the kill. Could be looking for Tristana. Tristana has no flash or heal. She gets the bomb down into Fiora, and she barely gets the kill, and W is away just in time. Close fight there. Winds up being a 4-for-2, though. A big team fight win on the side of Throw, and they're going to pick up this mid lane turret right now. And the gold, once again, dead even. So back and forth all the time here. Hard to tell what's going to happen next.
I know I've been pointing it out a lot, and I keep repeating myself, but it's the same story every time after every one of these team fights. A 4-for-2, as you said, for the fight that happened last for Throne, but still so close. 600 or 700 rather deficit. It's almost nothing.
Absolutely.
Some great ward coverage for Red side coming out of the Jeb Stewart waiters.
For sure. I almost want to compliment all the teams I've seen in this tournament so far. Some great warding coming out from not just the supports, but the whole teams. And that's, you know, recognizing the importance of those objectives and how wards secure you those picks and help you win those objectives. You know, all these teams clearly putting a lot of value in there and doing their best to establish vision as best they can. Ooh. Stun goes out for Tristana, but she buffers the jump properly. A lot of damage on a Jax. He has to flash away, but too much damage. Tristana W's it, and Nami picks up the kill. All comes out for Sejuani. But the lantern is enough. Orianna gets out of there. Ooh, great ult from Malzahar. So much damage between the Zed and the Malzahar. You gotta assume Fiora is gone, and the Zed ult is enough. Lucio picks up the kill onto the Fiora. So 2 kills there for the side of Jebs. Oh, so much damage. Orianna is caught out. Hook comes out from Thresh. Tristana W is forward. The hook is not, or the Flay does not land, but Thresh will still be okay. He's pretty tanky. But there's 3 kills down. They could. They absolutely could. Looks like they're gonna start it. They have Tristana. Don't have that Mountain Drake. You gotta assume they'd love that. But only Thresh here to contest. And meanwhile, Zed and Malzahar are picking up that bot lane turret, inner turret. Oh, they turned off the Baron to try to get Thresh off of there. And it looks like the Baron took him too low. They had to peel off of it. So much damage from the Kalista, and Nami's just dead immediately. She was so low to begin with.
I think you gotta give props to the Thresh for peeling them off, not only once but twice. The Orianna helping out the first time, but the Thresh making them chase even deeper and making them chase off again in order to try to kill him.
Absolutely. Great plays coming out there from Arcane Saint.
Oh, Fiora's trying to sneak that dragon, and Kalista and Jax heading down for it as well.
Ooh, yeah, nobody there to contest. This should just be theirs. It's a good time to address the fact that the Kalista Wrens are going to reach this point where they can out-smite effectively an actual smite. Definitely an advantage as far as Baron and other objective taking. The blue side.
Can almost consider it a Nunu consume at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So still getting some good vision down on Vera on the side of Jeb Stewart waiters. A trade coming out here. A lot of damage from Fiora. Tristana ults her away. She should be okay, but the entire team is on the chase. Zed is there to back her up. Meanwhile, Nami's still clearing vision near that Baron. They want to maintain control of that. They still have almost a 2k gold lead for the side of Jeb Stewart waiters. They didn't manage to get the Baron, but they still got that inner turret in the bot lane. But now that bot lane is pushing, we'll have to see if that turns into something. Will they have to answer these pushes in the bot lane or even the top lane and see if that winds up with one team taking Baron?
A good sizable part of the gold lead is over on the Zed and the Tristana. Got to be looking for them to do those big damage numbers.
Absolutely. I didn't even see. Zed has actually built up a significant lead after, I believe, being 0-3 or 1-3 at one point. It's actually 4-4-2 and 180 CS to Oriana's 131. So a lot of resources being funneled into that Zed. And Malzahar doing an admirable job coming back from a significant CS deficit. He's only 10 CS down from Fiora now. So great work as far as CSing and getting rid of that aspect of the gold lead that Throw had for a while. And now we're just seeing the fact that it's 4 turrets to 1, and a lot of these 16 kills to 16 kills. So really, it's coming down to objectives. Now, Throw did pick up both of those Drakes, so they've done a good job of maintaining control in that bot river and getting those objectives. All comes out onto Kalista. So much damage, so much she flashes away. The bomb is there onto Fiora. Malzahar is there, and Jax gets ulted away. So much damage, and Malzahar all comes down. Double kill for Zed. Malzahar kills the Oriana. Trish kills the Jax. Double kill for Tristana as well, and that's an ace! So a fantastic ult from Sejuani to start off that fight. Kalista flashes away, but meanwhile Jax dives the backline and just gets melted. Tristana's firing away on the Fiora, so much damage, and they just execute that fight perfectly. Kalista was never really able to have an impact. Excellent execution from Jeb Stewart Waiters, and they might just be able to end right here.
They're definitely going for it, but they're hesitating. They're thinking about backing off, but they decide to go for it.
Kalista is up right now. They still don't have the first turret. They're about to get it, and it's gone, but 2 seconds on the Oriana, and the entire team's going to be up in 5. They know this could be risky, and they're going to back off. You're right. They did hesitate there for a moment. Well, Malzahar might be caught out here. I think he is. The Bork comes out, and Oriana picks up the kill. So perhaps forgot that that turret was still up there. They're going for the counter kill. Great Oriana ult, but Fiora's in too deep. She might be taking too much damage. Sejuani picks up the kill, but now Kalista's going to get the counter kill onto Sejuani. They're still on the chase. Goes for the hook, doesn't hit Zed. Jib Stewart is in full retreat right now. And there's pings coming down the Baron. There's no Sejuani to counter smite, but they have to be careful because those waves are going to be pushing in onto their Nexus turret, their sole remaining Nexus turret. So despite getting a 2-for-1 there, they cannot translate that into anything but just stalling out and preventing those waves from crashing into their base. So good work from Jeb to get that ace, and even though they may have gotten caught out a little bit on the end of it, they managed to turn it into a 2-for-1, and the fact that they got the ace and the inhib winds up saving them later, because then Throw has to answer that push, and they can't just turn it into a Baron that might swing this game in their favor.
I think it was them hesitating on whether they can end or not. I think if they had just gone for it, they definitely could have gotten the other Nexus turret. I don't think they could have ended the game, but you never know. But I definitely think that hesitation is what costed them that that return team fight coming through for Throw.
It's an excellent point. Basically, you know, you can either go for the end or you can say, let's back off and play safe. And they kind of went somewhere in the middle and paid the price for it a little bit. Now, basically, the whole team on the side of Throw is hovering around Baron. Question mark pings coming down from the side of Jeb. Tristana could be cut out here, though. There's a bunch of pings coming out there. The whole side of Throw is sort of heading towards Tristana. Not sure if she's going to try to back here. She's on a ward. She's got to be careful. Their whole team is heading for her. We'll see what they can do if she can make it out of here. I don't know. She has the W, but no flash. She's got to be careful. She managed to get away from the Fiora, and she does have ult, so she'll be fine. She gets back to that turret, which thankfully is still up. Both outer turrets on the side of Jeb still up on the top and the bottom. Now clearing vision, getting some good Baron control here, and those waves still pushing in down mid lane. Kalista has to clear him. So Jeb's still kind of having priority. Oh, Zed comes in, trying to get the Kalista, and the damage is enough. Out of nowhere, Malzahar ult coming in. Sejuani is in the middle of 4 people. She cues away. She has no flash. Smite comes out from Jax, and Jax will pick up the kill onto Sejuani. Now, I mean, Malzahar are kind of waiting in the wings, but a lot of damage there. Zed picks up the kill on Fiora, and Jax get killed by the Malzahar. That's a double kill for Zed. Oriana is gone. Thresh getting chased. Pops the locket, but too much damage from the Tristana. You have to assume he'll be gone. Flazier gets the Q, but just a matter of time, and the ace comes out for the Tristana. Excellent work from Lucio Zed. We saw him make a big difference on the Echo last game. Now playing the Zed, and he manages to catch out the Kalista. They do get the kill on a Sejuani. She gets kind of caught out, but the rest of the team is there to back her up and avenge her, get the counter race. That is going to be GG. Congratulations to the side of Jeb Stewart Waiters for picking up the kill. Excellent game. Very back and forth, but 2 aces basically in a row at the end of the game just really let them close it out.
Definitely well played from Throne for Blow there. A close game, and by no stretch of the imagination was that easy. But if I
Absolutely not.
If I had to pick the MVP, as we've been doing for all these games, I think I'm going to have to throw it to Sejuani, because Sejuani's ult is what basically turned that whole thing around. Is finally what built him up a lead and allowed their carries to project that lead into what ended up being the game. I would have to say that Sejuani's ult is the catalyst for what started the entire snowball, ramping into the boulder, ramping into the entire landslide.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, she had, I remember at least her ulting Orianna once and ulting the Kalista once. Just excellent work picking off those carries, which is so difficult to do. To just, weave it in there, thread the needle, and I only saw fantastic ults from the Sejuani. That's a great point. I think for me, my MVP, I'm probably going to have to go with Lucio on the Zed. It impressed me, of course, because we saw he was great in the Echo last game, and then he comes out here, plays different champion. They all had to play different champions, and they still execute that comp. So well played all around, really from both sides. It was such a back-and-forth game. But for me, Zed getting the pick on Kalista there at the end, I think we saw him lose lane a little bit to the Orianna, it seemed, at first. I mean, there's a lot of other people in the lane, but I think how it kind of wound up was he sort of came back, ended up building up a CS lead and doing so much damage, and then he goes and he gets that pick at the end that basically wins him the game. I mean, in every one of those fights, I think Zed was really pivotal, so I would give my own MVP to Lucio on Zed.
Well, regardless, definitely a good game coming out from both teams. We are now going to be popping into the Bam Bros versus the Jeb Stubert Waiters. We're going to have to just see how this one goes down. Bam Bros showing some excellent games against Orange's Juices, and a really close one versus Becky's Boobs. And while they did falter against Becky's Babes, they're most certainly going to be looking hungry for this rematch here.
Absolutely. Going to be a hype one, of course. We've been able to see Jeb Stewart Waiters play in 2 games now today. So, definitely interesting to kind of follow their journey through this tournament as we kind of have. So far, for me, I mean, I think they've proven themselves a really capable team. Great players in every role. This isn't a team that plays around one lane and says, all right, you've got to carry. It's about, playing all across the map and rotations and, taking advantages where you can, covering out disadvantages where you can, and, being able to play 2 completely different team comps and execute both very well, even though that last game was very close. I think overall, just really well played. So excited to see this one. So we're into champ select now. So we see the Warwick ban and the Zed ban. So still kind of some champions we've seen Jebs do really well on in these last 2 games. Obviously we saw Spaxes do great on the Warwick in the game before the last game. And then Lucio Zed obviously was my MVP. If I'm on the side of Bam Bros, I think that's a good ban. He definitely looked dangerous on it. Rengar ban comes out and Shyvana ban comes out. I'm not sure if Golgotha is a main of either of those champions, but obviously Shyvana is kind of considered a pretty strong pick right now. Good ban. Same for the Zoe as well. Obviously, something we've seen banned a lot. Extremely strong in the mid lane. And our final ban is the Mordekaiser, the target ban on Lord Mord, if you can believe it.
That is,
of course.
That's actually a lie. It's a target ban from their mid laner, clearly.
You're absolutely right. Obviously, it's just a coincidence. His username.
Yeah, I heard that he gave up Mordekaiser way back in season 2.
I've heard that as well. So the Xayah pick comes in on the side of Bambros, and I'm definitely excited about this one. If I was on the side of Jebs, I would not be excited about it because it can be such a frustrating champion. Last game we saw them execute with those Sejuani ults and some Warwick ults the game before. Xayah is a champion that she can just ult, become untargetable. She can really just blunt the force of that CC. So it can be really difficult to just pick off the ADC and win the fight when you're up against somebody like Xayah. So I think a smart pick coming out from the side of Bambros based on the way Jeb Stewart Waiters have been playing those games. I haven't had an opportunity to see Bambros play yet. I'm not sure if they have certain styles they like to play, if they're if they're big fans of the Xayah, but I definitely think it's a smart pick. So Jarvan and Echo come out. Definitely interesting. A lot of dive potential coming out. We'll have to see if this is the lethality Jarvan we've seen in the past, or if this is more of a tanky, supportive Jarvan playing for the team. And then Xin Zhao and Veigar locked in as well. Definitely interesting picks. We'll have to see how Echo versus Veigar goes, but that's true. The Gangplank has not been picked just yet, has not been banned. So it's open. It's being hovered right now by Lucio. Now hovering the Illaoi, and they're going to pick up the Illaoi.
It is important to know that they are missing some of their, two of their people right now. They were missing their AD carry originally, and they had Atheron go ahead and sub in for them. And so it looks like Ominous is back. I believe he was their original AD carry. But they're also missing Deltrice, who was their jungler. So they have their support subbing in for their jungler, and they have their mid laner subbing in for the support. So we're going to have to see whether or not this affects the team's ability to come through on this one.
Absolutely. So now the Gangplank ban comes in. We saw Lucio hovering that. They went with the Illaoi and then banned the Gangplank. Vayne ban coming in once again, and Lulu banned away as well. We'll have to see if another ADC ban comes out from the side of Bambros. They already have the Xayah. They may want to put Galaxy on something less advantageous, and they will. They'll ban away the Tristana. We'll see if Galaxy takes the Jhin. He looked pretty comfortable on it. Not sure how he feels about taking Jhin into the Xayah.
It definitely doesn't feel like a good matchup to me, because the Xayah can easily escape any of Jin's fourth shot crits and his W's with her ult, and that's a huge chunk of his damage.
Very true. Looks like Galaxy agrees with you. He'll lock in the Misfortune. So what are your thoughts on that? If we're going to Jhin, going with the Misfortune against the Xayah, what do you think?
I think it's definitely going to be interesting. Both of these champions are looking to aim their damage through minions. Misfortune looking to Q a minion and have the Xayah be on the backline, and the Xayah trying to get a straight shot through a minion to hit Misfortune. So I think it's going to be all about those minion controls. Rakan having a mobile support that doesn't matter on the minion's positioning, and Lux, I guess, hoping for that harassment from her E to try to catch them out. Definitely not going to have as good of engage as the Xayah Rakan combo, though.
Yeah, they do pick up that Xayah Rakan. Always a fearsome combo in the bot lane, and they have the Veigar as well. So an interesting team coming out here because Singed, Xin Zhao, Veigar, Xayah Rakan. One thing worth pointing out, I happen to know Lord Moore does main Singed as well as Mordekaiser, so definitely a comfort pick for him. Of course, as one of our resident mid lane experts, AO, perhaps you can touch on what your thoughts are on Veigar against Echo in the mid lane.
I think this is going to be favoring Echo. Echo having a lot more poke on the Veigar. The Veigar E, of course, remaining a problem, but due to him being so mobile, after he lands the E on the Veigar, he's typically not going to be looking to try to stay in one spot to auto. He's going to be looking to run around, try to dodge that Veigar W and Q. Could be very tricky to hit an Echo if they play properly. And the Echo ult giving him a huge advantage versus Veigar's. if he can time it properly, that Viger ult's going to mean nothing. Even if it does mean a disengage, it will mean the saving of his life. I'd have
Interesting, he did
to Echo.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, it seems to me that if Vygar's stun is down or if it misses, I mean, and Echo's ult is up, I mean, that's GG for the Vygar right there. But it's interesting to note he did pick the Vygar into the Echo, if I'm not mistaken. He saw the Echo on the board. Not sure if he thought perhaps it was a top lane Echo. I would assume no, considering Lucio has already played the Echo before. So perhaps unaware of the matchup or feels that he can handle it. So will be interesting to see, because that does seem like a tough one, like you said. In the jungle, we've got Xin Zhao against Jarvan. I believe this is a jungle matchup we've seen before. Or at least we've seen both of these champions a lot this patch and the last. I don't know. You have any thoughts on that, Jarvan, Xin Zhao?
I'm curious to think about the possibility of if this Jarvan is going to go lethality or not. But the pick potential of Alawi's slow being huge and the Lux binding easily being able to pick out an immobile APC like Viger or someone like Xin Zhao who's looking to try to find his own engage. Lethality Jarvan could be incredibly painful to this Viger or to this Xayah. I just hope he doesn't pull the classic mistake of Jarvan falling behind early, so still going lethality. We're just gonna have to see, though. Great champion in general. The dueling capabilities, I think, are heavily in favor of Xin Zhao. Unless Jarvan does go lethality at the start. So I think it's gonna come down to Jarvan's gank pressure or Xin Zhao's invading to see who wins this jungler matchup.
Makes sense to me. I know I've seen those Xin Zhaos can be very fearsome in the 1v1, so will be an exciting matchup there. Perhaps we should touch on the top lane. Obviously, we've seen Sayonara play the Alawi before, looked pretty comfortable on it. We know Lord Mord is good on the Singed. You have any thoughts on that matchup there?
I think it's important to note that when you pick Singed, you're mostly not going in to win the lane. You're mostly going in to be either A, be an incredible annoyance to a tanky top laner who often doesn't have the damage to be able to kill you, or to just try to go even, try to get that farm. I imagine the purpose of picking this Singed top is to just kind of play safe and as another comfort choice for Lord Mord. I think it's going to be Alawi who does really well against tanks, honestly, due to the maxing of her E first. I think Alawi's going to come out on top, but I don't think she's going to dominate lane. I think Singed is going to be able to play safe enough. And I love that skin on Singed.
The Beekeeper.
It's just an interesting one. I think it's so out of the woods, yet not so far out of it that I go, why even try? Alright, so I'm at 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. What are you at?
11, 12.
Alright, hopefully we stay synced up, because my game has been known to move a little bit faster than yours. So I've had to slow down a couple times, but hopefully they stay synced up. But anyways, welcome everybody. If you are just tuning in, we are looking into Bam Bros, who are rocking the blue side, versus the Jeb Stewart Waiters, who are rocking the red side. And this is the final match of the day. The winner will go on to face Becky's Babes in the grand finals. This is a best of 1, but tomorrow's games will be a best of 3. So, plenty more to look forward to tomorrow.
Absolutely, that'll be fun to see. So Alawi and Singed are going to meet up with one another here. Echo is there as well. Singed should just run away and not have a problem here. Careful pings coming out onto Alawi, I think.
Confirmation from the chat that top mid and jungle on the BAM team are in fact comfort picks rather than specific matchups.
Ah, okay. So the Vigar is the comfort pick. I was curious about that because, I mean, like I said, he did see the Echo, and he said he's happy to take the Vigar into it. So we'll see. We know, of course, Lucio is quite comfortable in the Echo as well. So some early damage come down the Singed from the or the Alawi. Getting the better part of most of those early trades here. Zion Misfortune, I think a bit of a trade there. Both junglers moving towards their blue buffs. Ooh, Vigar taking a lot of poke damage in the mid lane. Echo using about half of his mana, but definitely looking great. Oh, now Alawi actually taking a lot of damage from the Singed. He does have the Dark Seal. Ooh, good W from Rakan. Damage coming out in the Xayah. Only level 1, so it doesn't have the root just yet. Both hit level 2 just about the same time. Shield comes out for Rakan. Misfortune's health still pretty low. We'll have to see. I think it's always an interesting matchup to watch these supports. Watch something like a Lux into the Rakan. Alawi doing her best to poke down the Singe with that E. Stun lands onto Echo, but he'll get the shield. He'll be fine. Because with the Rakan, he's got to be looking for the right engage. Ooh, Jarvan's at the Raptors of Bambros, so invading right now. Ooh, great damage from the Lux and the Misfortune. Rakan has to dash away. Good root out from section on the Lux. Once again, Alawi and Singed trading basically even. Ooh, good damage there from Alawi, though. Gets Singed very low. He might have to just back away. Good poke damage from that Lux Arcane Comet coming down. So it really will be a question of, can Arias find great engages on the Rakan? Because he can't just sit back and let Lux and Misfortune poke him. So it'll definitely be interesting to see which of these supports wind up kind of tipping the balance in their favor of that lane. Jarvan hovering around, but Xin Zhao is right here. Jarvan engages, gets the electric pocket of Xin Zhao, but he's just going to walk away. A lot of damage coming out. Root lands on Xin Zhao. He's going to take a lot of damage. Heal comes out from Xayah. He has to flash away. Exhaust comes out of Misfortune. So much damage down on the Rakan. But Vigar is here. The stun is going to land. Jarvan is solo. Heal comes out from Misfortune. Misfortune's caught out. First blood for Xayah. And Lucio got the counter kill on Rakan, but Misfortune is down. Double kill for the Xayah for Omenas now. And Singe's going to take the Blast Cone, and Lux could be in trouble. Tries to back, but Lord Mord picks up the kill. So TP comes down from Singed there. And Echo could be in trouble here. He does not have ult. Only level 3 on the Xayah. He might try something here. We'll have to see. They're playing this fight carefully. Goes in on Xin Zhao. Gets thrown by the Singed, and Xin Zhao will pick up the kill.
Alawi does not respond with her own TP. Interesting whether that was a decision to try to go for top lane or if that was just a miscommunication right there.
Excellent point. We'll have to see. Not doing too much damage to that tower this early on.
Tower still got that buff that blocks a lot of damage that comes through to the top and mid towers.
Sure does. And 4 for 1 for kills in favor of Bambros right now with 2-0-1 on that Xayah and 3 CS up as well. So a lot of good early damage coming out from the Lux and the Misfortune, and they almost got the Xin Zhao. The Xayah heal had to come out, but then Vigar rotating down, Singe teleporting in, and they completely turn the fight. And they only wind up losing the support, their Rakan. And they pick up the kills on the Jarvan, the Echo, the Misfortune, and the Lux. So excellent trade for Bambros, but only about an 800 gold lead right now for them. CSing very well on the side of Joe Stewart Waiters. Trade coming out here in the top lane. Alawi's going to E, but Singe is still right there. She's still standing right in his poison, taking a lot of damage from it. And now the toss comes out from Singed. Really just kiting so effectively here. Alawi's taking so much damage and not a lot that she can do. Still has the flash, but obviously would prefer not to use it.
Alawi focusing hard on trying to...
Oh, she gets thrown. That's going to be a lot of damage from the Singed. She gets the E. Gonna get a little bit of return damage here, but has the corrupting potions to heal back up a little bit. He comes in from the Echo, but not going to pick up the Vigar just yet. Vigar is fairly low on health, not great on mana either. Doesn't have level 6 just yet. Level 6 is picked up by the Echo and the Alawi right now. And Vigar has just picked up level 6, but both junglers are hovering around the mid lane. He comes up from Malawi, gonna get some poke damage down on the Singed, but he could be looking for a little bit of a return trade. He's actually gonna back off. He doesn't have any mana.
A lot of jumping back and forth with that camera.
Absolutely.
So we are seeing an Infernal Dragon as the first dragon coming out through in this game. Not going for it too early for any of these teams, so it looks like we may see a maximum of 4 dragons.
Ooh. Excellent route from Lux, gets the E as well. A lot of damage. Rakan W's in. Xayah might get the root. A lot of return damage coming for the Misfortune, but she's getting low as well. They've got to be careful. Comment on both Misfortune and Lux means a lot of poke damage coming down from the side of Jib Stuart Waiters bot lane. Echo is here, as is Xin Zhao and Vigar.
Xin Zhao doing this little jive. I think Xin Zhao's just a champion who's cracking under the pressure.
It may very well be. Or, you know, he's just showing off. He knows he's on the big stage, you know?
Yeah. Rookies, am I right? So we never really discussed it because I forgot about it, but we do see a 50% ratio of stopwatches. I don't know if anyone used it or sold them before, but I don't
think so. I haven't seen any.
So we should have seen roughly a 50% stopwatch return. I'm hoping for that one magical game where someone goes in all 10.
Ooh, Singed is in trouble here, and Echo is there to pick up the kill. So I'm always curious, you know, I did my end-of-year report in League of Legends, and you know the champion I lost to the most on League was Singed. 75% loss rate for me, and no, it was not 4 games, it was like 20. Oh, a lot of damage come down to Xayah here. She gets the root. Xin Zhao all comes down. He flashes away. So many flashes coming in. Xin Zhao's gonna be in trouble. He's picked up the double kill for the Jarvan. Misfortune all comes down. Xayah is solo, but so is Misfortune. She flashes ahead. He's gonna be in trouble, and she's barely gonna get away from the Rakan. Q comes down from the Lux. All comes down from Lux, and Rakan is down as well. Singed is there. He's going for the Misfortune. I don't think she can get out. And Singed picks up the kill, but he could be in trouble now. There's 4 people around him, but he's so fast. He already popped the Ghost. I don't think they want to chase him. I think Singed is fine, despite being in the middle of 4 people. Ult comes out. Oh, the Echo ult and the Jarvan knockup get him. And
Beautiful.
Lucio picks up the kill.
Beautiful Lux binding.
Absolutely. Definitely think, you know, I always worry we're not giving enough credit to the supports. Some great binding, some great poke damage from Specs there on the Lux.
That's why Lux
Excellent.
is one of my favorite supports. Is you can rarely give away what she does as the support away to someone else. Her bindings are just never really overlooked too much.
So you play it so you can get the spotlight. You can get the highlight reel.
Maybe. There's no bias here. I mean, I play Lux support every now and then.
Yeah, where's the Dark Seal on the Lux? That's my question.
My question is, what's she doing buying all those words? The support item you need is the Spellthies, and that's as far as you need to go.
Only support item you need is a Rabiton. Oh, Alawi 1v2ing here. We're taking a lot of damage from Xin Zhao. Knockup comes out. Singed sustained damage there. Stopwatch comes out. Jarvan is actually there, and Xin Zhao is gone. Singed picks up the counter kill, and I don't think Jarvan can chase the Singed. He actually could be in trouble here. Does not have flash. Got to be a little bit careful. He's just gonna back away. Oh, good interrupt. Just buffers it so he does not get thrown back by Singed.
Now that was a good flag and drag.
Oh, and now Lucio coming up again towards the Singed in the top lane. Doesn't get the stun, so I don't think they're going to be able to do much. A lot of damage coming out, but nope, they cannot tower dive him. So yeah, that was kind of where I was going before that team fight broke out. Is I mean, if you're playing against the Singe, I mean, how do you stop the Singe? Because he's always going to be running all over the place. You know, he's going to be a proxy farming. I mean, what do you do against an enemy Singed?
I think you got to tell the other lanes to act appropriately, of course, but I think what you need to do is you need the jungler to respond for the first 2 to 3 kills. I think there needs to be some kind of response as a punishment to the Singe, because the Singe should be pushing out accidentally when trying to go for these harasses, especially against someone like Alawi, where the harasses, it's very difficult for Alawi to respond to the harasses. So if Jarvan came up top several times to kind of stop this Singed from doing what Singed does best, I think that would be enough to push Alawi ahead enough to where Singed can't bully her out. And if he does try to proxy, then Jarvan should get plenty of free gold out of killing him, which would allow this Jarvan to go into that lethality and allow him to snowball the other lanes.
Yeah, he does 3-1 and 4. Definitely could be looking at it.
Almost got the sign off.
Ooh, Exhaust comes out on a misfortune from the Rakan. Lux Binding comes out, all comes out, but Xayah all comes out. She's gonna be fine, but Rakan is almost dead. And Exhaust comes out into Xayah. She has to flash away. So close trade there, but too much damage from the Lux. Another excellent binding from Specs, and they kick up the kill on the Rakan. Wow, that damage from the Jarvan with the Moby boots.
He's definitely
just
ahead
flies
enough,
in there.
He's definitely ahead enough to go lethality. He goes warrior, like plenty of Jarvans will go. Kind of like how Assassin Wukong starts off with Black Cleaver. You can build it into the tank build if you need to. But this is definitely looking good for the kind of lethality Jarvan if he's going to go it. He doesn't have that problem of not getting ahead enough. 4-1 and 4 is as ahead as you need to be.
So they get a 4K gold lead now with one turret up, 11-6 in kills, and they have the Infernal Drake. Basically right where you want to be for the side of Jib Stuart Waiters. They got the Echo, Lucio's Echo. You know, it's a pretty comfortable pick for him. He's pretty ahead. They got Jarvan doing great. Like you said, he could go lethality. And of course, Misfortune with a decent lead there in the bot lane as well. And so far, Singed not out of control. We'll have to see. Echo ults back. Dodges the Singed toss. They're going to pick up the Skelecrab in the bot river for the side of Bambros.
I think Bambro's path to victory here is going to have to be the Viger playing super passively. The Jarvan is going to be looking for to this Viger for his next several kills. And Xayah's going to
barely missed the binding.
Xayah's going to have to be the carry that brings this whole situation together, I feel.
Oh, Lux is right there. She's going to face check it, but Jarvan is there to answer. Misfortune has to flash and heal from both. Now Jarvan is here, and he just bursts the Xayah. Nothing she can do. Her ult was barely still on cooldown. Ult comes out from Zinzao, but now he's stuck his ult is off, and Lux picks up the kill. So 2 kills there in the bot lane. Now Alawi trading with Singed, and Singed just has to back away. Too much damage there from the Alawi. Ooh, Rakan has to W away. Looks like Jarvan's going to go for the Black Cleaver. But still doing a sizable amount of damage, enough to burst the Xayah and the Vigar like we saw earlier. Oh, and now, just as we speak, the Vigar's... Oh, he ults Echo, but it does nothing because the Echo ult is there, and he'll just E and pick up the kill onto the Vigar. So now 0-4 and 2 on that Vigar. Really just in a bad matchup there, as we said, and we know we've heard the Vigar pick as a comfort pick, but unfortunately, Echo's still getting the better of the lane, and they'll pick up an Ocean Drake for the side of Jeb Stuart Waiters. So now we're seeing a 6.5K gold lead, if my math is correct. So definitely a comfortable lead for Jeb Stuart Waiters.
We are seeing a lot of what I was talking about earlier with the jungler matchups. Is it was whether we would see some excellent counter jungling or ganking from Zinzao, or we would see some incredibly aggressive early game plays out of the Jarvan. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, is Jarvan is everywhere, as the chat has said. He's just being a huge presence right now. Having almost 66% kill participation. Actually, a little bit over.
Oh, so much damage there. Xin Zhao ult comes down, but still, this Jarvan now 6-1-5. Ooh, great stun from Vygar. Gets some damage down onto Echo, but he could be caught out now. So much damage. And the Misfortune how it comes out for good measure.
I think that was a bit of a misclick there.
Yeah.
Button press.
So they'll pick up the top tower, and they have all the control in the world of this Rift Herald. No opportunity to contest for the side of Bambros. Jarvan now 6-1-6, and Lucio's Echo 6-1-4. So massive leads both in the mid and jungle. 16-6 in kills and a 7k gold lead. Means Jeb Spirit Waiters is looking great.
Ocean Dragon having coming out and a Wind Dragon coming out later. All they need is a mountain to complete their rainbow.
Well, that's got to be their win condition. So possibly a skirmish in the mid here. I misses the E there on Singed. Just wave clearing for the side of Bambros. Ooh, Jarvan is closing in onto Xin Zhao, though. Echo is also waiting, as Xin Zhao has to blast cone away.
It just dawned on me that I gave the MVP over to the person who didn't have stopwatch last time.
What were you thinking? Clearly, that was the only reason I picked Lucio's Zed. Wow, and the Singe gets towered over by Lucio's Echo. He's just crazy ahead now, and the Rift Herald in the mid lane. They should get the bot lane turret as well. This is looking really bad. Bambros has got to look for something here, but so much damage from the Alawi. Xin Zhao just burst immediately. Rakan is caught by a binding, and she's gone. Luxalt comes out. Misfortune ult comes out. Alawi's chasing down the Zaya. She gets E'd, but she gets caught by the Vygar stun. The ult is enough. Vygar gets the counter kill onto Alawi. Chased a little bit too hard there, but they get the bot turret and the mid turret. Winds up being a 3-for-1. Now a 10k gold lead. Oh, the Jarvan ult comes out. It's enough. He just one-shots the Vygar. Almost gets killed by the Zaya, but he'll make it out just fine. And with only Zaya up with low health and Singed, it could be tough here. He'll actually burn by Galaxy to get away from that Singed, who has ghosted. He's still trying to chase him down. They should be okay here. Echo is actually there. He might be looking for a counter kill on the Singed. He gets tossed back by the Singed, and he'll just back off.
It's starting to feel like a lot of Bambros were forced onto comfort picks, and lacking some people from the previous matches may have had a drastic effect, because it almost feels like Bambros are coming into this pretty much unprepared, while Jebster Waiters are completely ready for everything that they had to throw out and are pulling out these amazing picks and just rotating beautifully. Their ward coverage as well. We've rarely talked about it, but they've got some pretty good ward coverage as well.
Absolutely. And Echo here looking for a kill on the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao does have ult. He does have flash. We'll see if he makes it out. He does flash off, and Echo immediately follow-up flash and picks up the kill before Xin Zhao can hit the blast cone. Now 1-6-3 in the Xin Zhao, 1-6-2 in the Vygar. Definitely significant deficits there for the side of Bambros. Still that 10k gold lead. And now they're one man down with Baron on the table. We'll see what Jeb Stuart Waiters looks to do. Some ping is coming down around the Baron. Looks like they're closing in. We'll see if they start it. Xin Zhao's still down for 7 seconds. They got to start it now or risk a steal, and they will.
Almost 4 members on the side of Jebster Waiters having more gold than the highest on Bambros. This is definitely looking to be an incredibly dire situation. With the Jarvan having gotten the Black Cleaver and getting T-Mat next. Isn't going lethality, but it's going damage regardless.
For sure. Ooh, Singed is here, maybe looking for a counter kill. He gets the toss onto Misfortune, who flashes away, dodges the Rakan W. All comes out from Jarvan. Jarvan has to flash away. Rakan is just hammering at Misfortune. Meanwhile, Singed is taking a lot of damage. Alawi and Echo are on the chase. Singed is going to get killed by Echo's E. Meanwhile, Misfortune kills the Rakan. And they pick up the Baron, and they're just going to back away. So a good effort from Bambros there to try to get something on the end of it. Almost got the Misfortune, but they wind up not picking up Galaxy, and both Arius, Rakan, and Lord Mord Singed both fall in the process. And now that gold lead has been extended to about 12.5k, 5-0 in turrets, and the Infernal and the Ocean Drake up. They may have caught Alawi here, but the ult, she basically one-shots Xin Zhao. They thought they had the 2v1. I've seen that before. Flash away from Vigar. That's probably the biggest trouble with Alawi, is you think you've got her outnumbered. The trouble is Alawi counts as 3 champions.
Apparently.
Ooh, Echo gets thrown back. There's 3v1 here for the Echo. He does have ult. He has no flash. Gets the shield. Oh! Poor Vigar gets a one-shot by the Jarvan. And it looks like Echo's going to get away. Meanwhile, they're taking towers, and there's 3 people in the top lane. They can't even respond to this. They're going to get both inhibs. They have to run back. Xin Zhao is up now. They pick up the inhib in the mid lane. Looks like they're going to get it in the bot lane as well. Singed looking for something there, but you got to be careful. That Alawi and the Jarvan combo will just one-shot multiple members of Bambros. They've got to be careful here. They're closing in. They're hitting these towers. Vigar is up in 4, though. Ult comes out. Zai just barely dodges it with her own ult. TP coming in from Alawi, who back, but now the Ghost comes out from Singed. He's looking for something. He throws the Jarvan back. Oh, Echo goes in, but gets stunned, gets charmed, gets rooted. He will use the Zhonya's. They pick up the Rakan, and Echo is still alive, picks up the Xayah, then ults back, looking for the Singed. Singed has got to be gone. Lux picks up the kill. So much damage. Xin Zhao has to ult. Both Nexus towers are dead. They're hitting in their Nexus right now. So much damage on the Xin Zhao. He has to back into the back of the... Oh, and Echo gets the kill and doesn't get killed by the Fountain. Meanwhile, the Nexus falls. Jeb Stuart Waiters will pick up the kill over...
Bambros.
Bambros, thank you. Brain died there for a second. GG, excellent performance. Really just snowballing that mid and jungle lead. Didn't go to lethality, but like you said, went the full damage Jarvan. Such a terror there, both those two, and really, you know, you can't overstate. Obviously, Alawi was such a big problem. You know, we saw right at the end there in that 1v2 situation how much damage he was dishing out. Galaxy's Fortune doing great as always, just a consistent player, and some great bindings from Sex's Lux as well. Great game all around. You know, we saw some good efforts. I think for me, I thought the Xayah played fairly well, and I thought that Lord Mord of the Singed made a good effort to try to come back. You know, they're looking for some picks to try to turn it, but the lead was just too much. And as it wound up, Jeb Stuart Waiters picks up the win. So, Aodor, who is your MVP for this game?
I think it's hard for me not to go with the Jarvan, because I think Jarvan was such a crucial part of that, constantly being everywhere, being the huge damage threat that he was, got mid and the bot lane rolling, and was constantly there when Xin Zhao was trying to make something happen. I just can't help but give it to the Jarvan here. Even though the damage numbers do point to Alawi being an incredible presence, winning her lane solo top after the first 10 minutes of Singed bullying the hell out of her, and Echo doing some incredible damage, Miss Fortune doing some nice damage of her own, I think I'm still going to have to give this over to the Jarvan.
Yeah, you know, obviously you know, I think Lucio was impressive on the Echo again. You know, we give a shout out to Spex's Lux on some good bindings there. I think I have to agree with you. I honestly would have to give the MVP to the Jarvan. They had excellent objective control as well, in addition to just really getting all those lanes ahead and, you know, being all over the map, really. You know the jungler's doing a good job when you go back and you think about the game and you say, I remember him being in top lane, I remember him being in bot lane, I remember him being in mid lane, I remember all those lanes getting ahead, and really, once it got, you know, he got a couple of kills, just doing so much damage, and just getting those picks left and right, one-shotting carries all over the place, you know, and really just was such a nuisance for Xin Zhao to deal with, you know, really just pushed him out of the jungle. So, yeah, I mean, for me, Jarvan is my MVP as well. Excellent work there from him. But unless there is some surprises in store, that is our last match of the day. So congratulations to Jeb Stuart Waiters on their win. their run through the gauntlet. Definitely looked consistent, you know, played a lot of different champions, played some different types of comps, and executed them all beautifully. Thought it did some excellent work there, good objective control, just moving around the map methodically. Overall, just a team that played really well, an impressive effort, and I think that they deserve to win. So I look forward to watching.
During the first match of the competition by Throw for a Blow themselves, but proving that they were not out, going through Soul Torn Warriors, going through Becky's boobs, and to get the revenge matchup against Throw for a Blow, and then finally taking down Bambros. This is looking like it could be the miracle run. Becky's Babes definitely got a competition awaiting them tomorrow, and those will be best of one. I did say that they would be a best of three because I remember them being a best of three last time, but it does look like it's going to be a best of one based on the battle fly here. Could have sworn that it was a best of three. Maybe I'm just missing something here.
Not sure, but yes, exciting to see that Jeb Stuart Waiters has made their way all the way from being knocked out of the first round and then fighting their way from the first round of the lose bracket all the way through the gauntlet, and now they're going to play against Becky's Babes in the final. Going to be exciting to watch. Obviously, we've seen Becky's Babes be a fantastic team in previous tournaments as well. We know both these teams are top-notch. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. So with that, I believe we'll conclude our coverage. So congratulations again to Jeb Stuart Waiters. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to all the participants in the tournament. I know we had a lot of fun casting. We had a lot of fun watching these games. A lot of great games, a lot of great action. So with that, from me and Ador, thank you for watching. Good night.
It will be a best of three, according to Becky. Just want to throw that out there before we sign off.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So we have confirmation. It will be a best of three tomorrow. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will see you guys then.
We should be streaming at twitch.tv/Warriors of Azire next time, unless something goes horribly wrong. We're going to hope that we can get them fixed.
I sincerely hope not, but I don't want to completely rule it out. But I will do a significant amount of testing tomorrow before the tournament to make sure everything is running smoothly. And if it is, then we'll give that a go.
All right, but as Vest said it several times, thank you all for watching. Bye.